Boom.
Wow.
Like that ending with the boom. Oh, yeah. Man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I didn't realize I'm still wearing my sweater. It's a little chilly up here. It's weather's changed a little bit in Montana. You guys, welcome to another another Thursday night special guest episode of the DM and Friends, and I'm super excited to talk to Wes Otis. And dude, I for out of a whim, I just reached out to you. We haven't talked in, it's been a while.
Yeah.
And I saw that you were doing another Kickstarter, and we'll definitely get into all this tonight, because I am super pumped, and I didn't realize this is your 19th one. And
yeah, we've done quite a few.
Yeah. And the material that I have personally, pointing over here at my gaming table, I have personally newsflash, he does a lot of sound stuff, sound loops, and we'll get into what Plate Mail Games is tonight. But I have used your loops in a lot of my games, where I'll have, like, let's say I have a boot hill game and everybody's in a saloon, right? And it put on the background loop of this. So yeah, it's titled Old West Saloon.
Old West Saloon, yeah.
Figure, right? And it's and then there's creepy graveyards and this and that, and so I've used them over the years. And I'm even looking at my other screen. I have a whole downloads of folder, of just everything from Cthulhu stuff to, you know what I mean? And it's so crazy. So, like, just reconnecting with you is super cool, and I'm so excited. Man, thanks for coming on tonight. And
absolutely, thank you for having me on. It was really cool of you to reach out. I mean, like you said before we came on, we've known each other for quite a while. And so, it's you get busy with real life, and sometimes you can't game as much as you maybe want to game. And so then you're stuck, and then you're like, oh yeah, I remember gaming.
Yeah.
With all these people. So,
yeah. I mean, yeah, man. Cheers, by the way. You got something in your hand. I don't know what it is. All right.
Cheers.
Yeah, it's super cool. Like, when we chatted on Zoom or whatever, I can't remember what we were, it's been awesome to see that you're still kind of at it. You're a sound dude, and you've kind of been doing this for a minute, and yeah, it's just really cool. And I definitely want to hear about some of your recent projects and the Kickstarter we're talking about tonight. Some of your past works, Plate Mail Games, yeah, really good stuff. And you guys, we're going to bring up some sample tracks that he sent me that we'll bring up. And I even uploaded some that I have from way back in the day that I'll share too. But looking forward to that. Before we get into this guy right here, I do want to go to our comments and say hi to everybody, which I do see Valimar Cleaver here, Dreg, Dumb Truck DS. He says, he or she says, break a leg, Wes. All right. Mark the Shark is here. What's up, buddy? Matthew Sherman. What's up, dude? And then we have Shannon Williams here. She says, hello. What's going on, everybody? SCAQ2H. Hello, guys. Buster TM. What's up, buddy? Shellback is here all the way from the other side of the planet.
It's a great thing.
So you guys, I do want to encourage, if you got, especially as we got to get into stuff, ask Wes questions, anything. I'll make sure that I try to flag them and we get to every question. But number one, guys, I appreciate you all being here. And Blair is in the house. Our Lady Lordship is here. Everybody keep a tight ship going. All right. So Wes, like, like I said, thanks for coming on, and, tell me a little bit about, Plate Mill Games, your gaming career, your history, just, what kind of got you, into, doing tracks, and I'll back up really quick too, because where we met was at Strategicon, which is, you guys, a convention that is it's a 3-time-a-year convention that's been going on since I think the late 70s on the West Coast. It's bounced around.
Yeah.
And now where it's at is in El Segundo, California. 3 times a year, you have President's Day weekend, Memorial Day, and Labor Day weekend, all 3 weekends. And it's a great little con. HMGS is there. There's a lot of role playing, a lot of board games. But that's where I met Wes. And I remember, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first, not the first time, but you were doing a Kickstarter at the time, and you were running, I think it was a Cthulhu game, and you had
more than likely, yeah,
background. And it was awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, Strategicon. I started audio doing post-production in 1999. I started Strategicon in like 98, and we probably passed each other in the hall several times before we actually met. And I did everything from like Foley to sound effects to dialogue editing and restoration. I was doing video restoration at a time when they were putting out DVDs, a lot of DVDs. And so like I got to work on like everything from Bridge Over the River Kwai to like Chud, which was or Repo Man, all these like classic things that we grew up listening to and or watching. But yeah, so around 2012, I was starting to use audio, and basically what it came down to was, hey, how do my players are in a creepy, house. How do I get that sound in? And so I just started making stuff and then putting them out on DriveThruRPG.
Yeah.
And by early 2013, I was like, okay, let's do a Kickstarter. I think the first one we did like 120 tracks or something. It was a lot. And this Kickstarter now that's going right now we've already like unlocked 12 extra tracks. Cause I like to do, I don't make it hard for us to unlock tracks, cause I enjoy doing it. And, it's as much for my game table as it is everybody else's.
Yeah.
So that's where a lot of the stuff comes from. It's like, oh, I really need this. So I'm going to make this, and maybe some other people will need it as well. So that was the catalyst for it, definitely. But yeah, I started in post-production. I've worked on a lot of really cool things. I was a GM for a while of an AP called 12-Sided Stories, and we did a lot of Call of Cthulhu. And let's see what else, what other side projects. Portents of Fear, which is going right now. It's a YouTube channel where I write horror stories, and my wife narrates them, and we put them up on YouTube, and it's a lot of fun. Sometimes when my daughter's not busy with college, she does some art for it. But what else? So there's always a lot of stuff going on. I'm always juggling a lot of different things.
In your focus, I will say, because I've played in quite a bit of Cthulhu with you there. I mean, that's one thing I really like. I don't know about now, but there was a really big presence of Call of Cthulhu back in kind of when we were hanging out. I would say mid to early 2010s, around that area. I feel like there was a lot of Call of Cthulhu. I remember Tremulous came out too at that time.
Yeah.
I loved that game, dude. I actually was going through one of my shelves the other day, and I'm like, I'm like, oh, dude, I still, have that. God, I'd love to play that. those of you guys that don't know what that is, I think it was based on it was a Cthulhu Lovecraftian type game, but it was more like it was a story. How do you even describe it? It was kind of a story.
Tough.
Yeah, it was very minimalist, very story driven, D6 only. But anyways,
Yeah,
there was a lot of that going on around that time. So like Cthulhu is your jive, like, you know,
absolutely.
Horror is your jive. And I know you're into Shadow Dark and, you know.
Yeah, I play. I'm in an actual Shadow Dark game now, which is awesome. It's as a player, which is nice. As a forever GM, it's always a great thing. If you look right over here is my first edition books, and then my second edition
that's what I'm
books
talking about.
All of that stuff. So I really enjoy fantasy as well, and kind of got back into OSR stuff, you know, over the last, like, I want to say 4 years or 5 years, just really enjoying it. But yeah, Call of Cthulhu is something that I've played, run quite a bit, and I really enjoy it. You know, it's a fun thing.
It's funny. I'm a big, like, so I must tell myself, I was 5 and a 6E Cthulhu guy. I literally stopped. I played in one game of 7th edition. It lost me when they added the luck mechanic, because for me, I don't feel like there's any luck involved in Call of Cthulhu.
Right.
So, I get it. There's a lot of players out there that love it, and, you know, DMs that love it. I kind of stopped there. I'm like, even like looking over here, I got my 5E and my 4. To me, 5 and 6 there's no difference. You know what I mean? But that was, I think that.
Yeah, sorry. One thing that I use luck sometimes for, and it's kind of evil, but basically, sure, you want to use luck. As you use the luck points, your luck drops during the game. These are mainly, you know, one shots and things like that. So people will use up their luck, and then at the very end of the game, it's like, okay, you'll need to make a luck roll to make this happen. And suddenly their luck is at like 15%. And they're like, but I used all my luck. Well, it's a resource.
So you have to manage it, dude. Yeah,
it's gone.
It's just like a torch in D&D, dude. Really. And I can't get over that in my brain. You know what I mean? I know it's a resource. I just, anyways, I don't get
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Some people, it's funny. If you look at OSR in general, like that side of it, like the D&D side of it,
yeah,
a lot of the like retro clones and things like that really feel like I like original D&D, but with this twist. I want this thing to be different. It's house rules that are baked into indie players, and it's perfect. It's like, if you really like this thing, then you play that, and you can switch things around as much as you want. There was a question about how you get in touch with Cthulhu.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up. So
yeah, I think that, like, the cell phone, I don't know. I think that might be difficult. Usually it involves robes and some sort of blood sacrifice. Would be my guess.
Some kind of magic circle.
Magic circle, something that's breaking several federal laws. But if you really need to talk to Cthulhu, there are options. I'm just not recommending any of them.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Another one was Valmar. By the way, Valmar lives in your neck of the woods. I know you're in SoCal. And he says, does Cthulhu eat D4 investigators around?
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much.
So I don't know. You've played GURPS before, obviously?
Yeah, I have. Yeah. Matter of fact, with Mook, I've played a lot of it with him. Yeah.
And well, so GURPS has Cthulhu Punk, which is basically, like it sounds, cyberpunk with Cthulhu.
Cthulhu, yeah.
And one of the lines in that book, it says, whether you're starting a character at 100 points or at 500 points, it doesn't matter. It all
you're going to die anyways.
It all tastes the same to Cthulhu. And I thought, it kind of does.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's why I love con games of Cthulhu. Like, I think I've done a couple, campaigns that kind of ran out, several sessions, but I love and you get that group of players that know that they're just going to play a scenario at a con for Cthulhu, and just with the question is, how gloriously are we all going to die? You know what I mean?
It's not about winning. It's about how cool your death is.
Exactly. Jesus.
And I think that's the same thing for like OSR stuff too. If I'm being honest, like I don't get into all the like, oh, which thing do you like better? It's to me, like, which edition do you like better? To me, it's what genre do you enjoy more playing in? If you like high fantasy, superhero fantasy, 5e is your game. If you like horror, like I do, earlier first edition, that's your game, because if you're a wizard, you have 4 hit points at first level if you're lucky. You know, like your death ratio is a lot higher, and trying to stay alive, it's more like survival D&D. So you have to really choose like what your flavor is, and then go from there.
Yeah, I kind of always preach that on, because I'm a firm believer. I mean, you put it great. I'm a firm believer in tension, consequences in games. You know, resource management, the various levels of tension which come to from resources to this, that. You know, just my actions. Well, the players. Well, if I'm a player, my actions have consequences within the world. Not just I'm gonna kick the door open, kill the monster, take the treasure, go to the next room. Like, and I know people love that, but you know, and being invincible and all that. But I like that, and I'm kind of tied for words, but I like that piece where you're you know, you could die any minute from a bad choice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't have 50 death saves. You know what I mean?
That's an amazing, like, I've had characters that I've loved, like, oh, I really love this character, and just gone. You know, just whoops, I made a mistake. There was a question.
Hey, dude, I just flagged it, and I'm going to bring it up for you. Thank you, Freezer, for asking it. By the way, how you doing, Freezer? Good to see you, and thanks for being on here. Advanced Fantasy Games is here also. Jimison is here. Sorry, Wes, gotta make sure.
No, go for it.
Absolutely. We get everybody in here. Inner City Games. And somebody on Twitch too, under Snow Flow. Okay, I won't say.
Sometimes the names are hard.
I do, and I'm the worst person at pronouncing.
Me too.
Stuff,
me too.
My pronunciation game is like this. Answer that question. This is from Freezer. He says, "What is your favorite campaign as a DM or player?"
Man,
great question, by the way.
That is really tough. Like, what campaign, like setting or whatever. I definitely I really like From the Ashes. Wow. Anything like that. When it comes to like original D&D, From the Ashes. I also like the Gold Box stuff, definitely. But there's something about just
that whole world
rebuilding thing that really kind of was like, this is awesome. I go back and I read those books just to read them, because they're really cool. On the horror side, some of the best books ever written campaign wise is Delta Green, which is basically X-Files with Call of Cthulhu.
Modern age. Yes.
Yeah. They're amazing books. So, like, you know, they're just really well written. And so I usually, if I'm not writing something myself, those are the two places I like to land. I do like regular, like, I guess vanilla Cthulhu, whatever that would be. But 1920s or the gas.
That genre, that era
fun.
Is so good, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. The Mask of the Red Death. Are you talking about the movie from the 60s? I just saw that thing on there. It's Mask of the Red Death.
What Mask of the Red Death is? That was a book that came out for Ravenloft.
Oh yeah. I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, I have the box. I'm looking at it over there on the shelf. Yeah,
I've got the second edition black hardcover.
Yep. That was 2E.
Yeah.
Yep. Good stuff. Yeah, you know, wow, Delta Green, you just like brought up something I haven't even, you know, I was part of the original playtest of that back in the day. I enjoyed that whole, you know, played the crap out of it back in the, you know, I would say, when was that? 2010, 2009, 8, 7, around there.
That's when it really hit. I mean, it came out in 96, but it was a very small game at the time. And it was right at the beginning of like the indie revolution, where like Dogs in the Vineyard and all of these, you know, Arabian Nights and all these like really small games started coming out and changing the industry. Delta Green really pushed the envelope of like, hey, this is well thought out, next level writing on a scale that we hadn't seen up until that point.
Yeah.
And it's just really good stuff. I can never say enough good about Delta Green.
Yeah. Wasn't there like a like kind of like a second wind around that time, like late 2000s, I think? And there was kind of like because there was a couple magazines, I think, that like zines that were coming out too with that. That was good stuff, man. And I think that was before 7E came out for Cthulhu. But
that was 7E took like, I remember backing that Kickstarter, and it was like, I don't know, 3 years or something later before they actually, because they had so much stuff going on that it took them forever to get that out.
Mask of the Red Death, if I recall, RX wasn't that the setting within Ravenloft too? I don't.
It was. I think it had like guns, like pistols and stuff in it as well. It was kind of like, I'm trying to think of what the genre would be. It was like a little
1800s,
bit,
kind of, like
1800s kind
I
of
want to
stuff.
say you had like Jack the Ripper era and stuff like that. Something. Question for Wes from Freezer again. You mentioned die epically. What was your most memorable death? Jesus.
Well,
that's a tough one for me too.
I think so. Recently, I had a character, a cleric in Shadowdark, and we were in a cave, and basically there were these pirates hanging out, and we knew that there was a dragon, the steam dragon somewhere. We're like, okay, but it was a random roll to find out whether or not you ran into it. And that, you know, who's going to roll an 8? And so we're in this dungeon, and we're going around, and we're next to a body of water. And of course, I'm not thinking, I'm just doing my cleric thing, being a dwarf. And suddenly this huge eye comes out of the water. And I turn, and I'm like, I try to talk to it because I'm 3rd level, and there's no way I'm going to survive this situation. I'm like, hey, how are you doing? I'm really sorry to. And so the GM rolls on a reaction table and rolls. So 2 rolls in a row are just the worst rolls for me. And it just turned and vaporized me. It's like, damn it.
Cleric.
The best death, though, one of the better deaths, wasn't mine. It was my wife's. She was casting, this was GURPS Fantasy a long time ago. And my friend, Mike Hickson, who used to go to the cons all the time, was playing this character called Zero. And my wife casted Tornado and Biff the roll and caught his character. And it's like Zero getting dizzy. And then the character got spun off and shot up into the sky. And it was funny. We all laughed. So that was good.
Yeah. Well, speaking, you just mentioned your wife. So I do have a video clip of your introduction to your newest Kickstarter, which, by the way, I'm going to throw this in the chat, guys. We're going to talk about and give some samples and check out, your latest Kickstarter. And you can obviously, you have a drive-through presence too. And I would suggest, if anybody's interested, to go there and just dig through And there's also a section in there, and I'll put the link for that too, where you have some samples on there.
Yeah, I've got like a sample pack of like 6 tracks that you can download and just use. They're not like, 40 seconds. They're the full 10 minutes. But if you're interested, it's on the front. There's also a link on the front page of the Kickstarter. So
got it. Okay, I'm going to bring up, if you don't mind.
Hello, I'm Michelle, and the guy behind the camera is Wes.
Hello.
And this is the Kickstarter for PMG's 2026 TTRPG audio collection. We're creating 90 new tracks covering fantasy, sci-fi, and horror. Plus, with your help, we'll unlock stretch goals as well. Every track is 10 minutes long and loops seamlessly. Set the mood for your game by building a playlist of locations. All our work is 100% human-made, no AI slop. There's a link below if you want some free tracks as well as samples of tracks from this very collection. Thank you for your support.
Wow, that was a pretty impressive production value on that. So you had the whole backlight stuff.
Yeah, well, that's our Portents of Fear set. So it's already set up and ready to go. It's like, here we go. But it's funny. Michelle is definitely the in front of camera person because she's an actor and I'm not. So
yeah. You can tell by the way she, just the way she talked and presented herself there. That's super awesome, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's get into, where do you want to go with this? And I think we have some people that'll be joining us soon. But I'd love to just kind of talk about what do you want to do? Do you want to show some samples? Do you want to? I'm going to put you up on the top.
Okay.
Because I'm going to bring up the QR code, guys, to his stuff right here. And
I have to mention that Dagon slop is much worse than AI slop. Much worse. Anyway.
So I will. Do you want to bring up one? You want me to bring up one of the tracks here? And we'll which one would you like to start with? Because you gave me a pretty good sample of
let's start with the space one with the fighting, because that one's just fun. I mean, they're all fun, right?
Is that the interior space?
The space battle one.
Futuristic battle?
Yep, that's it.
Okay, here we go.
So basically we have a lot of these kinds of tracks where, if you're in battles, like I think I have a Celtic track and a bunch of like different tracks for larger battles and things. So if you're a GM and you're setting up, whether you're playing something like Mothership or you're playing something like D&D and you have a big battle going on, this really helps set the mood. And one of the big things is like, whether you're playing fantasy or sci-fi, is kind of priming the pump a little bit. The characters suddenly start hearing all this stuff fade in. And it's one of those things where I know in my games, if a character's entering an area, and I mean, it's something they use in video games, and suddenly the mood changes because the music has changed, or if you're in a safe place, like in a horror movie or whatever, and suddenly you hear the music change and you're like, oh, okay, nothing's going to attack me, until you switch the track and they get attacked. So I think that's one of the things that is the main goal, is just not to be right up on top of everybody, being in the background, but giving that sense of, I'm in a forest, I'm in a battle, I'm in this place, wherever that might be. And that's why we do all the genres, is because I play a lot of different games. Yeah. And so I want to be able, like if I'm playing, Gaslight Cthulhu, I want to be able to have a track that works.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Let's jump on another one. Yeah, I mean,
what's one of your favorites? Why don't you play one of your ones that you like?
I'll show you one that I've used so many times. You know, I mean, you know, party of 6, right? You know, you have a bard, you have a thief, you have a fighter, you have they all walk into a bar, right? And
yeah.
So I always would throw something like this on in the background, you know, with a little speaker and work through. Let me see if it comes up here. Come on, baby. We got the little guy playing in the background with, you know, some performers on the stage.
A lot of talk, a lot of stuff going on. This was like one of the first ones I did for the first Kickstarter. So this track is like 13 years old now, and it's still one that I use on a regular basis.
Yeah.
You know, all of the music you hear is Michelle. Michelle does the music stuff. I'm a guitar player. I can't do orchestrated stuff, but she's a composer, so she does all the orchestrated stuff and yeah. But this is one of those ones that a lot of people use all the time.
I've used it. I don't even know how many times,
yeah.
Dude. Here's another one of my favorites too, and this goes way back too. This one's labeled, got the 09 on it. It's called Daytime Medieval City.
Yeah.
And so you have a city adventure, and you just hear, and as you go through, you'll hear a cart go by. You'll hear like all kinds of cool little background ambiance, mood setting, tone.
Yeah. A blacksmith, that's the blacksmith going.
Blacksmith.
Yeah. And the thing is like all of this stuff is meant to deepen the experience at the game table. You know, it just helps in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
yeah, this one is another one that I countlessly, and then you just put it on repeat. The 10-minute loop. And, you know, it doesn't need to be loud and overpowering, but it's just got that background kind of vibe that just helps.
Yeah. And you never notice when it flips over. Like it always, because that was always a big thing. When we first started, it was like, I would listen back and go, okay, no, I can hear the bump. And then I'd go and do it again until I figured out how to make sure that every time it was perfect. Right. That's a big cart.
Dude, that's so awesome, dude.
Well, what's cool is like right now, this is all, I think, relatively mono because it's doing the stream thing. But these are, when you're listening to them in stereo, you'll hear like the blacksmith on the left side and the cart going from the right to the left and that kind of stuff. Oh, Boot Hill definitely would be a great thing for all of this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And,
well, speaking of Boot Hill, you do have an old, and I've also used this, you know, a bunch of times too. The Old West Saloon, which for me, and you get, I think you have a piano playing in the background at one point. You know, it just kind of switches. It's not like it's a repeat of
people are playing
somebody
poker.
bumbling on.
You can hear the chips. Yeah.
There's the piano. I love it, dude. Like,
the other thing that
what's really funny too is sometimes, you know, as being DMs, right? I do a lot of improvising. So, for instance, that last one where when the cart goes by, the players might be talking about something, and I might say, here comes the cart, and you know what I mean? It just kind of flies by, and here's a sound in the background.
It helps. And the other thing is, the one thing that we did was like with this track, there's also a saloon fight. So
I got that somewhere too. I didn't bring that one up.
That's fine. But basically it's so you can transition from this from this, everything's cool to everybody's being thrown around.
Oh no, you're right.
It's pretty cool.
Another one, and I know I'm taking over the show here.
I like that. So the can you hear a feminine voice saying, "So what brings you into town?" I do have some stuff where if you listen to the background, you can hear like little things that either my wife or I have recorded, like like if it's a hospital, we're doctors, please come to emergency, blah, blah, blah. And, all that stuff. So there are little things you can hear once you listen through to them.
Yeah. The bar fight one is really cool too. I'm going to bring up another one of my favorites too. Let me go back to here. You have, and I didn't upload this, but there's one that's really cool that I will say that I like. There's a dark forest one, which I used to play a lot when they go into a forest and you hear all the kind of animals and stuff in it. But this is one that's kind of like that. It's called Creepy Daytime Graveyard, and then there's also you have the nighttime version of this, and I think there's also one that has rain in it too.
That's
you hear the wind kind of blow, and then little crows in the background will come in and out. And
the one thing that I try to do is, like, if I do a location, and you'll see it, it's like, rain, day, night. So that way, if no matter what you're doing, no matter the time, you've got a sound that can go along with what you're into. I do that all the time. There's one where there's this like rave going on in a club above, and I have it where you hear all the people talking and dancing, and you hear all the music. And then I have the basement where it's just the sound of everything going upstairs, like muffled, so that if you get taken down into the basement, you can just make the switch, and then suddenly you're able to set a different mood. So yeah, it is goth music for D&D nerds.
Yeah, no kidding. Let's switch over to a couple that you like, some of the newer ones you got. Any in mind you want me to bring up? I mean, you gave me a list. How about the Blackroot Forest Night?
Sure, but before we do, real quick, let me answer the Carpenter question. Synthwave stuff, yes. There's one called oh man, I'm blanking. It's from the 80s or something. It literally has 80s in the title, and it's like this very like drum beat kind of thing going, and I can't pull it up right now, but yeah, I've done some stuff. I've done some cyberpunk stuff as well that kind of has that Carpenter like loop to it for that kind of feel. So I love Carpenter. I've got the thing right over here and the thing right over there. So, I'm a big fan of all of his stuff. Huh? Yeah. So what were you going to play?
I wanted to show the Blackroot Forest Night. You got Dark Stalker, you got Ship Interior Deep Space. I mean, what do you want to bring up? You got Dead
we
City.
Can do Blackroot. That's cool.
Okay. And I like that because it kind of sets. You hear this kind of weirdness from the back. You know what I mean? You hear that? The coyotes? Is that coyotes?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
But that little whistling in the distance, that could be such a mood setter for
like how long
something out there.
And how long until that something appears at your campsite because they're hungry.
Yeah. This would be great to like play while you're going through the different who's got first watch, who's got second watch.
Right.
Because I'll do that. I'll have like first, second, third watch, and then I'll roll randomly, and all the players are watching to see if something happens. And This would be really good to put on there.
So
Crimson Stone dungeon level. What is this one?
I've done a lot of different dungeons because we spend a lot of time in dungeons.
Yeah.
So it's just it's like just a mood setter for when you go into different dungeons. And for these, I'm actually thinking about making dungeon levels for them at some point and putting those out so that people can, pull up dungeon level 1. They have a map of dungeon level 1 and they can use it for any, game they want. I like agnostics, doing rules neutral stuff as much as possible so that people can use it for whatever. Like you can use this for any dungeon you want to do. Temple of Elemental Evil, you can
this
use
would be
this.
perfect for that. This would be really perfect for TOE. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got that kind of creepy moan and not a moan, but just that. You hear that? I don't know the technical term of that, but that kind of
that drony like almost low growl in there. It's like ghost or spirit like almost.
Yeah, I love it. Switching gears a little bit. What is Dark Stalker?
I can't. I've done so many. You'll have to play.
Let me play Dark Stalker. Here we go.
No. I had to look up who Wesley Huff was.
And there's that.
Yeah.
That single note. Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of the horror ones.
Yeah. And in this Kickstarter, you do have horror, fantasy, and then you also have the third one is a
sci-fi.
Yeah. And those seem to be your 3 genres that you've kind of concentrate on. I know you had a futuristic and which is sci-fi kind of.
Yeah.
But, hear that?
There's a lot of leeway in the different. There's a lot of leeway in those actual larger genres. Like you can use a lot of horror stuff for anything. Like you could use this for Mothership or for Aliens or any sci-fi thing, or you could use it for Ravenloft easy enough. So the horror really is the thing that works with everything. I haven't done any historic stuff in a while because a lot of the historic stuff just ends up sounding like fantasy stuff anyway. So unless it's very specific, like some kind of what is it? Like a steampunk thing. Like I've got a lot of like Clockwork Castle or Zeppelins and things like that. I've got a few of those. But yeah, it really depends on what I'm playing, which lately has been a lot of horror and fantasy stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's Halloween season already, so
yeah, absolutely. As a little fleck of white goes by, it's a ghost. But it's true. It's, I've done a lot of modern stuff. If you go to Drive-Thru RPG or if you go through the Kickstarter, you can get the older stuff as well.
Yeah.
And like, I've done restaurants, cafes, hospitals, busy streets, nights, the whole thing. And so I haven't really thought of anything recently for like more modern stuff where I'm like, okay, if I'm playing Delta Green, do I need another mall? I've covered that. So I've kind of like not done modern in a little while, but that doesn't mean I won't think up something and go, oh, okay, I need to do this,
Yeah. Let me see here. Well, we do have somebody in the green room.
Awesome.
And we're gonna bring in our buddy here from the back green room, and he'll tell us what his experience has been like back there. Ladies and gentlemen,
this guy.
Dimitri Castillo.
Hey,
What's
Dimitri.
up, buddy?
Hey, Wes, how you doing, man?
I'm
Long
doing
time
good,
no
man.
see.
Yeah. How you doing?
Send my best regards to Michelle.
I will.
Bro, it's been a long minute, man. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, you moved to the great northeast or whatever to Madison.
that's right.
So you're like way far away now.
Yeah, way far away is one way of putting it.
Yeah.
I was telling Angelo that I was in your playtest group, that 5e thing that you were doing with the hard-boiled fantasy.
Mhm.
What was that called? Or Thane? What was the?
No, that was for Dungeon World. That was Rothane. Yeah.
Rothane. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Dungeon World.
Okay.
So,
okay.
but yeah, I remember that. That was
Yeah.
Jesus. So much time has passed. It's
It's
just
been a
What,
while,
what
man.
year, what
been a
year
while.
was that? Because I always try to figure out, I mean, like we've been going to that West Coast, Strategicon for such a long time. What year was that when you were doing that?
2015 or something?
Yeah,
wasn't it?
2015.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
it came out right around then. It was
Yeah.
when Dungeon World was relatively big at the time, and things were like everything was, the apocalypse games were really big at the time. So, and I had an idea that I wanted to do, so I wrote that with Hamish, and we, he helped me out a lot on that because at the time he was a much better writer. I was just learning. Yeah, he's really good.
Hamish is a homie. And then we did a bunch of Call of Cthulhu too. We were playtesting some of that stuff. That I remember that one with the Viking ship.
Yeah.
And I thought that was a fantastic. I mean, first of all, the reason why I joined your group is because I just really enjoyed the way you ran things.
Yeah.
And you're such a breath of fresh air when it comes to being a GM in Call of Cthulhu. You're the kind of guy who, you have a standard for play, and if the players aren't playing to that level, you provoke action. And I absolutely love that. I stole tons from you, my friend.
I appreciate that.
Playing
There's no doubt he's a top-notch Call of Cthulhu.
I'm glad I have the pulp fit to kind of hide a little bit from.
Yeah, no, I mean,
it.
no. I was saying that earlier, like the games I played with you. I mean, there was even the ones you didn't do sound in them, which I always thought was really awesome when you started doing that. But dude, you're a top-notch keeper, dude. Seriously.
Well, yeah, and the way you can tell is that if you go on the opening day when they open up registration for game signups, Wes's
can't get in it.
Wes's games always fill up first.
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to play with this guy because he's always filling up first. So I would show up to your games and just see if I can break in. Somebody didn't show up, and they're
get a walk on.
So that's how I met Wes. I met Dennis that way too, and I got introduced to him. Henry Wu. I met this incredible group of players there that I didn't know before. And I've been going to StratCon since 85, 86.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, where the hell have you guys been? It's been like a lost romance, like where have you guys been?
Yeah. Well, I remember when I first got there, I don't know if you remember Dennis and Tom's games.
Yeah.
They were
Tom Cummings. Yeah.
Yeah. Tom was great, and Dennis and Tom would run games like simultaneously that connected, and all this other just awesome stuff. And
That's so tight.
I need to really start going back to Strategicon. It's been a little while, and I enjoyed it quite a bit. But I had we had kids, and suddenly time is suddenly coming back, and it's like my kids are both in college and don't really need as much supervision as they did when they were 2. So maybe it's time to get back. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
You're still in SoCal, right? You're still.
Yeah, I'm in Burbank.
Okay, you are in Burbank.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I used to, before I moved, I was in Pasadena, and it made it real easy to go to Strategicon. I probably hit 2 a year. I might have missed one because of a vacation or something. Usually the Labor Day one I didn't go to. But when I moved, I moved to Montana, and I still try to get a drive out there. So no excuse, dude.
Yeah. Well,
no excuse.
besides
No pressure.
Strategic Con, what I'd really like to do is go out to the, Gary Con at some point would be awesome. I would like to go out to the Lovecraft, the Chaosium one that they do. What is that, Dimitri? There's one.
That's Chaosium Con. It's in Ann Arbor.
Oh, it is? I thought they had one here too. Well, Ann Arbor in Michigan. So
yeah.
Right. And then they have another one in Australia they do as well.
Right. And then one up in England as well.
Yeah. So I think they started doing the whole Cthulhu in a castle. And my thought was it should be like Cthulhu in a manor, Cthulhu in the Thames, and just do something that's like, gaslight, Cthulhu 1890s London kind of stuff. But yeah, there are a lot of cons that I'm hoping to start to get to now that I have a little bit more time on my hands.
He would
and
love
a few more gray hairs too.
Oh my God, it's ridiculous. I'm like Reed Richards over here. It's just
one that I would recommend, and Dimitri and I both go to is North Texas.
Really?
Texas would be North Texas in June is a great small con, but really specific to old school. And there's a pretty good Cthulhu force there. I would say.
That's awesome. I love fantasy too, though. I would be totally down for there's a con up north. It's not far. It's I think like an hour or two from here, and it's literally called like Pig-Faced Orcs or something.
Yep. I know.
There's a con. Yeah. So
it's now in Bakersfield, and Thomas, the guy that started it, I became friends with him. He invited me, and I was a GM over there in the very first one, which was actually in Central. What city was that in? Oh God, I'm going blank. But it was more towards this. Now it's in Bakersfield. They moved it over to Bakersfield, I think. But Pig-Faced Orc Con. Yeah, I have a shirt I wear a lot for. Yeah, awesome con. I don't know what it's like now, but I went to the first three. While it was in. Oh God, I'm drawing a blank. It's anyways, yeah.
Well, we've been to so many at this point that it's hard.
I'm just going blank where it was. God. Anyways,
was it Modesto?
Was it Modesto? Oh God, I gotta look. Google it.
It's all right.
Yeah. No, it's gonna bug me if I don't find it.
Your fucking OCD is triggered, isn't it?
Oh, it sucks, dude. Yeah.
Fresno would be an interesting place.
Fresno is where it was. Yes, it was in Fresno.
I have run Call of Cthulhu games set in Fresno.
Yeah, it's a Cthulhu setting for sure.
It is a Cthulhu setting completely.
Yeah, and that's exactly where it was. It was in Fresno.
Yeah.
And I went to it a couple first 2 years. Thomas was the one that and that's where I met Chris. It was so weird because I was running a game. I was running an OD&D game. And I look over and there's somebody running Holmes, and it was freaking Chris Holmes. In Fresno in Pig-Faced Orc Con 1. And I'm like, what the? Yeah. Anyway, so it was like out of the blue at Fresno. It was literally like 15 people there, and he was one of the DMs he was running Holmes.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
that'd be really cool. And I think that's the thing that cons give us is an opportunity to play with, people that you never thought you'd meet. But you get a really good. Opportunity. I remember I met Steve Jackson at one of the strategic cons. He was out there, and it was me and Barry and a few other people doing crazy stuff. And at Strategicon, I remember they had a strict no drinking policy, and of course, my friends would not go a game without drinking. Like the amount of they would get the 7-Eleven big gulp things and pour them out and fill them with, just tons of alcohol. And we were playing a game once where we were on the third floor of the Westin, and I hear like my back is to the door. I'm like, and everybody's, in front of me. and they're making a lot of noise. It's like 7 players or something, all of them just drunk. And it's like 9:00 at night, Saturday night, and we're all having fun. And they put the security guards on the same level to sleep. So the security guards got their rooms in the same level. And this guy comes in with his badge and he's like, guys, you need to shut the head. And it's just yelling and swearing at us and everything else. And I'm a foot away from him and he's yelling straight in my face. And I hear 7 like chairs just go back. And I'm like, guys, I understand. I'll try to keep them a little quiet, but you should go because they're going to get angry here in a minute. It's 9:00. If you want quiet, you should just maybe pay for a room. I didn't pay for a room. I ran 5 games and people were loud and that's what you have to deal with. But, pay for a room if you don't want to get woken up by gamers on a Saturday night. So,
yeah, man, the Westin, that brings back some memories, dude.
Sure does.
Yeah,
sure does. Wow.
Yeah, Dimitri, that sounds pretty familiar to some of our Gonzo games that we used to have. It started at midnight, I'm surprised people got busted.
Guys falling asleep at the table, barfing in the freaking hallway. I mean,
the room we leave the room, it looked like a rock band was in there.
Yeah, that was StratCon to a T. I mean, like we partied. I've been partying at that con since I was a teenager. That's the party con. Like I met Steve Jackson when I was on acid. I was playing Talisman.
Oh man.
And all of a sudden I feel this presence near me and I look up and it's this little freaking elf. And back then you could smoke in the cons. And so he had this little corncob pipe and he was puffing on, and I look at his badge and it says Steve Jackson, and I go, oh, hey, wait a minute. And I reach into my bag and I pull out a copy of Toon and I go, could you autograph this for me? Because it was one of my favorite games. I still design for Toon. Toon is like one of because it's a great concept space. It's very low investment, and the players just do what they want with it, and you just kind of roll with it. You just give them a scenario, and you test concepts out in it. It's a really great place to
do. I played a lot of Toon at Strategicon, dude. I played a lot of Toon with you. Yeah,
I remember just running, like I would run 5 games a con. I would start Friday night. I'd do 2 games on Saturday, 2 days on Sunday. And by the time I got done, my voice was thrashed. I'd be, hello, how are you? Welcome to Strategicon. We're going to be playing some Call of Cthulhu today. It's like I've been smoking 40 packs for 50 years.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, Wes, I got a memory for you. Okay, so there was a guy that I used to love gaming with because he was just a weirdo, and then you told me that he had some weird kind of pedo thing going on in his background, and I was like, what? And I was like, no way, because I used to look forward to his game, but apparently he used to lure kids into some game with him, and then to trail it off there, but. I was one of those kids. I was when I was 17, and he tried killing my character off, but he couldn't do it because I kept outsmarting him. And so I guess that's how I ended up not getting handled or something. But it was weird.
Yeah, it is interesting. I remember that. I don't remember who the guy was, obviously. Yeah. But because it's been a long time. But there are some interesting people that can pop up at any place. It's like, oh, yeah, be careful of those people.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for that. Why is your entire table all under there are kids games, but there are some games where it's a little groomy. So
yeah.
So, but on a much higher note, you were talking about going there as a kid or as a teenager. Barry told me once that Barry was a madman back then, and he would go to con at 15 at Strategicon, and he didn't have enough money to afford a room. So he would go to sleep underneath tables. So, cause they had these big, long, tablecloths. So he'd crawl underneath and fall asleep in the center. And there was a few times where he'd get waken up because someone would kick him or something.
Oh yeah. So yeah, that was me. My mom would drop me off.
That was you?
Okay. Well, I mean, my mom would drop me off on Thursday and she'd be like, see you on Monday. And I'd have $20 in my pocket and no room. I was just telling the story on I think Tenkar's YouTube channel where I was basically like I was playing this one miniatures game because it takes like 8 hours to resolve, and I didn't have a room, so it was all night. So I enrolled in at midnight, and we went all the way to 8 a.m. And when it wasn't my turn, I would just put my head down and sleep for like 30 minutes, and then they wake me up. Hey, it's your turn. I go, okay, I can move there, roll some dice, and then I'd go back to sleep again.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I that's so funny you guys even said that, because there were I can't even count how many cons that I went there, didn't get a room, and where I slept was, you know, in the rooms that were upstairs or what I'm trying to think, they were upstairs or on the first floor, but there was usually a closet in the rooms.
Yep.
And I would find one that was empty. And crash in the closet.
Yeah. Those fancy ones with the bathroom in it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how many times I did that. I had, you know, a couple of a buddy that was in my gaming group that me and her did that of several years, dude. Like, yeah, so crazy, dude.
And there's
it's just a kind of con to do that too. I mean, I don't know.
At the Hyatt, there were ballrooms, but then there were these interstices between ballrooms that they stored tables and chairs in. You could put two chairs together and make a bed.
Yeah.
Throw a blanket over it and no one would even see you in there.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I would sleep in that fucking place all the time.
Yeah, I remember one con, we had like, I don't know, 5 or 6 people in one room. It was insane. They brought up a cart. And they're like, you know, the occupancy is, you know, you can do like at most like 4 people. And we had like 6 or 7. And so we just kept letting people come in. And the next morning, my friend Alan woke up and went to go take a shower, and he pulled back the curtain, and we had filled the entire bathtub with ice and beer. And we hear him just like yelling, "Son of a bitch! Why is that?" Sorry, I didn't mean to like, but why did you? Who did this? Just full of like all the way up to the brim, like top. There was no way. It's like there's a reason that sometimes gamers smell. It's because beer is in there.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
It
was amazing though. Those were some great times of just like, hey. Yeah, just really fun stuff.
What's funny is that so then I started going to cons out of state, and I'm like, dude, doesn't anybody party around here?
I know, because that was a big party con too, man.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Well, we saw each other every 3 months.
Yeah.
So we all knew each other, and it was easy to party. It was like it's some of these bigger cons. You see that group once a year.
Yeah.
But with Strategic Con, it's like, hey, see you in 3 months. You know?
Yeah. And it's funny, the whole alcohol story. That is funny. You guys even talked about that, because that people is sneaking. Yeah, that's so awesome. Here's a things and stuff 4620. I'll just say this. It's nice to see that Strategic on LA getting attention. Is there many OSR RPGs at the convention?
Yes.
So I will be at I will be there this coming up one, which is Labor Day. So I'll be there Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I'm running Boot Hill, and I'm gonna run two tables in the main hall. I'll be running Boot Hill, which I try to do every time I go to Strategic Con. I try to run Boot Hill, but from what I'm gathering, there's a couple people here in the chat right now that I've been talking to, and a couple others. So we're gonna probably do an off-grid D&D game. Now, OSR stuff there, you're gonna have to go on there and look. I know there used to be a big presence, and it's kind of fallen off. And man, if we can bring that back, I'd love to do that.
So I'm part of a Discord. It's old school Los Angeles, and they are actively going to the cons in Southern California and running OSR games. So we have a larger and larger presence at a lot of these things where we're running Shadow Dark or, Old School Essentials or whatever. So it is, there are OSR games going on a much regular basis than maybe the last few years. So
okay,
yeah,
so it's starting to come back a little bit.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, because I know there was a hiatus and you wouldn't really find much. There'd be a couple, or it was literally myself running an AD&D game or something like that. But
I just checked the signups, the registry for Gateway, and there were like 60 RPGs that weren't 5e or Pathfinder.
Yeah,
so I hope it
which
gets
is
more.
amazing. That's great.
It really, man. I mean, it just seems so pathetic. It's like, whoa, dude. We were just talking about North Texas. North Texas is one of those things where it's like you cannot fit all the games you want in one weekend. It's just every game in every slot is a thing you want to be in, and it's just you just have to pick and choose and get lucky, sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, I mean, StratCon is really 60 games.
Yeah.
That's oof. And that's over 4 days.
I remember when they started doing they had the independent games start coming out. I'd mentioned like Dogs in the Vineyard and stuff like that.
Right.
And they would put an asterisk next to those games. It's like, this game is an independent game. It's not like D&D or anything. It's not by a big corporation. And it was like, why are you putting asterisks next to stuff? And now it's just everywhere and it's awesome. It's great to see.
Okay, cool.
Just the amount of stuff that is independent and you can go out and you can play, Morkborg or, all these different games, the different Call of Cthulhu's and Mothership and stuff like that. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it right now. So I see, let me just go down the list of what I see here, because it looks like they've added a lot since the last time I looked. So you got somebody running Champions, which is awesome.
Wow. Which edition?
Yeah.
I want third.
That's pretty
Give me
cool.
third.
I've got third.
Where I can exploit the multi-power pool.
Yeah. And then you got the
do
one
the
ring.
knockback into a steel wall.
Of course. Yeah, absolutely. Infinite knockback.
Yeah. You got somebody running Call of Cthulhu. You got the One Ring.
That's Luis Garcia.
What's that?
Luis Garcia running Call of Cthulhu, right?
Mm-hmm, I think so.
No, it's somebody named Peter Johnson.
Oh, never
heard of them.
Or the Queen. Let me see. Oh, Masquerade.
That's Lewis.
Dungeon Crawl Classics, Alien RPG, DCC. Here's some 5e. Here's some Delta Green being ran by Orcus Dorcas Scott.
I like the name.
I don't know who that is. There's another one, same person. Blade Runner. Okay.
That's Chris.
Here's
That's
an
Chris
AD&D first edition.
Yeah.
Wow. So there's
a lot.
Not bad. I mean, there's not a lot of 5e, which is really actually pretty interesting.
Because 5e has its own channel on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then they got mixed up, and I just
dial into 5e, you'll just see like 10 pages of it.
Well, I'm just searching for RPGs, and 5e is mixed up in there.
Well, I think the ones that are mixed up in there are the independent 5e games, because if you do the 5e channel, it's the RPG, whatever their club is that they do. Adventures Guild. Yeah. So that's
and it's funny because like during the 4E era, right, there was a huge 4E presence. I mean, there, you had Forrest and you had Mickey Tan there running those two. You'd have 200-300 people, 50 tables, what I mean? And then 5e, D&D Next came out, and I think, it kind of ported over to that. But it's always been a pretty good presence for that adventure league type play. I think, you know what I mean? Not that I really am involved in it anymore, but yeah, it looks like there's a pretty good little selection of, you know, you got DCC in here, Paranoia. Somebody's running Paranoia.
Oh yeah, Gary.
Ed Murphy. I don't know who that is.
I love
Ed Murphy. He's a great Paranoia DM.
Yeah. Hey, here's your character. Now switch your character with the person on the left, and you're going to make a change and then switch it back.
Yeah. Yeah. So really, really good. Yeah. That's, I mean, it's you know, it's good. Good. Yeah. I stand corrected, Wes. Good. Good stuff.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. It's a great con. It's, you know, it's not huge. You're not going to see 7,000 people there, but it's definitely a lot of fun.
Well, the 7,000 people are there for board games and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a board gamer con, really.
Yeah. It's definitely, well, and I don't, what hotel are they even in now?
They're in the Hilton.
They're in the Hilton now because
Yeah.
they switched back. They went to the Radisson, that closed down. Then they went back to the Westin, and then that's when I lost.
And then
Yeah,
contact.
the Sheridan is where I used to crash.
That was a great place.
Yeah,
that was a great place.
Yeah, the Sheridan was one that we had probably, because they were there for Sheridan was there for quite some time, right?
Yeah, we had some awesome Gonzo games in that one.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of the venue now.
And they renewed to like 2032 or something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
Really?
Yeah, I talked to Eric about it, Eric Aldrich, and he was like, "Yeah, we got a really great deal, locked in for like 10 years or something." I was like, "Geez, you want to stay here for 10 years? The place is falling apart."
Yeah.
It was like
kind
the
of a
Radisson
dumpy-
was falling apart too. It's like the walls were more mold than actual drywall.
Perfect for
superpowers.
perfect for a horror game.
Yeah, it's like, is this like sleeping in a salad, you know? But
Sleeping in a salad. Wasn't that the one that had the pool though? Like we could game by the pool side.
Yeah,
that was so California.
Yeah.
Gaming by the pool side.
Yeah, that was the one with the pool that you could game by.
And it had the little cabanas too. That was like one of my first convention experience. I remember doing an RPGA tournament by the cabanas, and you know, just going from room to room as the tournament rounds changed.
Do you remember Malcolm?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I haven't seen Malcolm in years. Hopefully he still goes every once in a while. I know he really got into like war games and stuff like that. War games are a rich man's pleasure. I've never been in the position to spend that much on miniatures. So
I really tried. I have 40K. I have like dozens of boxes of 40K stuff, and I played it like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah. I have tons of like Dwarven Forge terrain. Nice. And it's, you know, I've pulled that out a few times, not nearly as much as I wish I had, you know. So
yeah, actually, I used to war game at HMGS over in where is it, Fullerton or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I used to game down there because I lived in Orange County for almost 10 years. So I got in with that group, and we used to do these battleship battles in the parking lot because, you know, your tiny little battleship's this big, but you've got to go like 50 yards across the parking lot, and then you've got to measure range, you know?
Yeah. Everybody's got their little tape measure out that they're doing.
Yeah, but it's like one of those ones that surveyors use, you know, because it's like a spool this big, and then you measure it off. You're like, okay, so 20 yards, what does that convert to? It converts to 40,000 yards, and you've got a 15-inch gun, so you're just at the edge of your range.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I remember the ones where they would take up a huge area of I think the second floor right out, and it was like warships, like these really big warships, and that game was like 2 days long. because it took forever to do everything.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you know, they've always had a great, and that's what I run Boot Hill under is the HMGS, you know, umbrella. The guy that's in charge of that now, his name is Mike Davis. I don't know if you guys remember him. Yeah, I mean, because I use a whole diorama and setup, it falls under the, you know, miniature war games. But Boot Hill, man, yeah, it's one of my faves. But yeah, so there's a little bit of chatter in here about HMGS mini wars, things and stuff. I bet you we probably ran into each other. I don't know you as the things and stuff name, but kind of wondering if you're one of Jim Murphy or Harmon's buddies. Anyway,
Harmon, good gravy.
Harmon Ward, yeah.
I haven't talked to Harmon in an age, man.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah,
I used to see him down at Brookhurst Models all the time.
Yeah.
That is the hobby shop in Orange County. And about 10 years ago, they got their own gaming space next door. They bought the place next door to them, and they just do great business now. I'm really happy for that place because it's one of the last kind of mom and pop hobby shops that does modeling plus all the games you can possibly think of. Yeah. And I was doing Blood Bowl there. I was doing 40K there. I was, you know, running Call of Cthulhu out of there too. So support your mom and pops, man. Keep those people in business.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's we in Burbank, we have Geeky Teas right now and Emerald Nights. So we have two stores, so we're lucky. But I'll go into place and be like, you know, I really don't need this book, but I'm going to buy it because
yes,
I want to keep this place open, you know, because you can play games there and you hang out with people. And so, you know, it's worth it.
Got a Brookhurst die right here.
Nice.
Yeah. This is the Christmas version. But yeah, mom and pops, man. I mean, the hobby shop in my neighborhood was so awesome because the lady and the husband and wife who owned it, they didn't know what the hell D&D was, but it was flying off the shelves. So they would just say, whatever you guys want out of the catalog, just point to it and we'll order it. And so I was like, I want this Against the Giant series, all of it.
Yeah. Bring me everything.
Jim, let me just give a shout out to Jimison. Thanks, dude, for your support, gifting the 5 memberships. Thank you so much, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, things and stuff, Christopher. I'm trying to picture the face to the name, but yeah, we know a lot of the same people over there. Agile, welcome. He says yes, that's Brooker's Hobbies. Yep. Yeah. Okay, I'm caught up here. And Jimison also says member for 4 months, level Lord. Chat was looking a little dry tonight. Okay, well, thank you for spicing it up, buddy. Jimison, look forward to seeing you pretty soon here too. So, I think we are already for Mini Wars. So, you know, I'm supposed to get Harmon on the show to talk about Mini Wars too. When is Mini Wars? Is that can't be during the same weekend? I don't think it is.
No, I think it's after.
Yeah, because Harmon's going to be there with. I always see him at Strategicon, but yeah, so it's probably the week after Labor Day. Okay.
They're still doing the con whatever the Genghis Khan convention still.
In Colorado?
No, in California. They had a competing Genghis Khan like convention
was
for
that
a
in
little
San Diego?
while. No, it was closer to LA.
No way.
Yeah. They opened up on the same weekend and Strategicon kind of freaked out because
I remember that because I was scheduled to GM for them and then they went out of business.
Oh, so they did. I didn't know what. I never went, so I never.
The whole thing got kiboshed.
Ah, okay. Well, that explains a lot. I love all the do you remember this? What?
Yeah, and no. Eric was really pissed. Eric was super pissed at me because he's like, dude, you're defecting to the other side. And I said, look, dude, these guys are RPG forward. This con is no RPGs. You do Pathfinder and you do D&D, and that's it. And it's like, I'm going to go over here and be with my people. You can do this board game convention that you only get like special guests from the board gaming community. You never get like, cool people like Alan or like Zeb. And then, you go to North Texas and
they don't concentrate on that. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't focus on that. So I'm like, I told Eric, look, man, my heart is in this and it's not here.
Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. Cause there are a lot of times where you felt like, look, you're coming in, you're running games for people and they don't care. For a long time, it was like they just didn't give a care if you were there or not. And so, yeah, it totally makes sense. And the fact that there's a con this weekend in Burbank coming up at the Marriott, which is like 3 blocks from my house.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Is that LAG or something like that?
Yeah, that's LAG.
Yeah, there's a couple people talking about that. I'd love to check that out sometime. Yeah. Are you going?
Yeah, I'm probably going to go by for like a day just to check it out. And then the next time it pops up, I'm probably going to actually run some stuff there. It's been a while since I've run con games. It's been a while since I run a con game. But yeah, I kind of want to get back into it because like I said, I did actual plays for a while and now I'm doing home games and they're awesome, but I really enjoy like doing convention games and stuff like that. And each one of those things is different. Like running a home campaign is very different from a convention game, which is very different from an actual play, which is very different from a stream. You develop different strengths with each one, so.
It's funny. I talk about that a lot here. I approach con games differently than I do my weekly campaign that I run right here with, my buddies every Wednesday night. You know what I mean? We missed the last week, but it's interesting. Like, and that's funny. And then you talk about actual play and, streaming and
Well, with con games, you don't know who's showing up to the table.
Yeah.
And so you have to be really good at like managing people and managing people who might not be medicated that should be. So you gotta be on it. Like, it's like, okay.
F that, dude. I am the medicine. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me.
Yeah. I am the ADHD medicine for this 4 hours you're in right now. So,
I am your medicine. So stick out your arm, man, because I'm jabbing it in.
I remember I was running a GURPS Resident Evil game once, and I had a rules lawyer that was just going nuts. And I'm a narrative GM. I like narrative stuff. Rules is written is fine every once in a while, but I just like to play and have a good time and whatever. And this guy's like going off and off. And finally, I was waiting for it because I know how the dice work. And he crit fails something. And I'm all like, all right, now I could do this by the book and kill you, or you could shut up. And it was... I was like, after an hour, I'm like, you're ruining the game for everybody else. We need to pull it in. Like, no one wants you to be this annoying. And it worked. It worked really well. But
what did I tell you? This guy is the real deal.
Yeah.
I absolutely love Wes because he's just sometimes he gets fed up to a point and then he's like, I need everybody to conform to this level of play. If you can't do this, you're out of here.
Well, that's the worst because it's funny at the last Boot Hill. Well, at the last Strategicon, I had and it's a friend of mine that was just this. He wanted to argue with the DM.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it's funny. I did a kind of a video on it afterwards because I was so freaking pissed.
Me too, bro.
But that's the worst. Is when. Yeah. When you get somebody at the table that steals that fun from everybody else, you know what I mean? Because right there, we're all three of us are, I don't know if the right word is accomplished DM, GMs, keepers, whatever. We've been doing it for a while. I'm very comfortable
for a while.
Yeah. Well, I'm very comfortable in that space, which a lot of people aren't, but I feel like I am. And I know you two are because I played with both of you guys. Now, Sure, it's been a while with you, Wes, but you know what I mean. I feel that, yeah. Anyways,
both of us, man. Come on.
yeah, and but I'll say this, that and you know, we try to build. You talk about being a narrative, you know, keeper or GM or whatever. I think we're all kind of like that. We want to kind of like bring it and you know, put something on the table and see how the players are going to react to it in a narrative style where everybody's leaning forward into the game and they're like on the edge of their seats, and you see that face kind of, or you know what I mean? Like that's the best feeling when you're running a game and everybody's just leaning in, got their dice in their hand, their pencils, they're looking at whatever's in the center, or they're all like kind of, you know, that is the best. That is like, and then you get that dude that takes everybody out of that.
And that's what con games can be. Yeah.
And then all that time and effort that you have tried to work this in, not only by yourself, but the players are doing this too. The players are participating, and they're a part of this story, and they're a part of this whole moment. And then you get this jerk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That wants to argue about, you know, are you sure you're doing surprise correctly? You know what I mean? You know,
it's fine to like sit there and like, there are times where I'll go and go, oh, I didn't adjudicate this right, or I did this wrong, or whatever.
Yeah.
But when you're in the flow of the game, what's more important, the flow of the game or stopping everything for 10 minutes as you look up something? Make it up, keep going. just make it up and keep going. And then if it rattles someone bad later, you know, and they tell you, go, okay, cool, thank you for letting me know. But if it's during the game, you don't stop the show because someone made a mistake. The show must go on. You have to keep it moving forward. And players are just as, you know, we're all working together to build a narrative. Everybody's there. Everybody's working. You know how many times a player says, oh, I bet he's going to do this. And I just sit there and go, oh, okay. Make sure to do that in 20 minutes. And I just wait. And it's like, oh my God, I knew he was going to do this. It's like, I didn't. I just waited for you to say it, and then I used it.
you know, Wes, the thing that I really love
that was really well said, by the way.
Is thanks.
It was during the Viking Longship one. Mm-hmm. And there was like some box on the Viking Longship, and all of us were just sitting there like, I'm not touching it. Well, I'm not touching it. And everyone was like, well, you do something. You're the archaeologist. And he's like, well, me being an archaeologist, I know I'm not going to touch this. This definitely looks dangerous. And you just looked at us and you said, you bunch of pussies. You know, which one of you is going to be the man and sack up here? And I just said, I'll open it. And it was just like, I opened it up, and there was a little scroll in there. And I scroll out and I read it, and nothing bad happened. It just was like more story. And everyone was just like, duh, we feel stupid. And at that point I realized I'm never going to be a wallflower again.
Yeah.
Because you made me feel so stupid that I was like, even if I died in that spot, I'd have been like, at least I did something, you douchebags.
Yeah. Let me go to the chat real quick. I'm running behind a little bit. I do want to say, no one on consequence. Good to see you on here. Thanks for jumping on, brother. And then there's a little conversation between Blair and Jimison about being pro medication, or how about pro medication.
I think both those are good.
Then there's some cheers going on between people. And I don't know what that is. I am medication. Okay. Dreg says something about Boodle at Strategicon, the lawful good, the bad, chaotic, evil, and the ugly. I love it.
Wait, is there a good chaotic evil? Am I missing something?
Things in such says DM Angelo, I hate it when a player steals fun. I've been running a 5-year osric game and had to kick out. That happens, dude. You know, it's the things we have to do. Okay, here we go. Blair says, or the hammered neutral at North Texas 2026. Yeah, you know all about that. The hammered neutral Blair Blur. she found out her alignment is neutral. She took a test. Anyway, she's an air sucker, C's and DMs refined. And then there's a question, and I'll get to that. Things and such wants my opinion about 5.5 bringing back Greyhawk even more. Okay, well, I'll come back to that, but I do want to say thank you, Agile, for gifting the memberships and supporting the channel. You've always been a huge supporter of the DM and Friends. We love you, buddy. Thank you so much for gifting the membership. Oh my God, I'm really behind in the comments. So let me get up here. Jimison, Valamar, ask Angelo about the lavender logo. Oh my God, don't ask me about that, because that's what my response is going to be. The DM and Friends, do you want to know a secret? Oh God. Okay, tell me, what's the secret, Agile? Okay, let me talk about Greyhawk 5.5. Okay, I will talk really quick without being a jerk. To be honest with you, I'm not excited about it. I wasn't excited about the announcement of Gen Con. You guys know, as you can tell from the background and watching any of my videos, blah, 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 blah. You know, I'm a lover of Greyhawk. I feel like the fan content and the small content creators of Greyhawk is doing a kick butt job. Now, I am friends with some of the people, and I have my fingers crossed about them making content for the new Greyhawk. I think it's off to a great start with changing the logo to some purple looking logo. But you know, I wish the best for them. I have made a vow that I will never buy anything from Wizards of the Coast ever again. So take it as that. There it is. That's my opinion. So add it in the blanks. All right. There you go, Dimitri. But anyway, I feel there's there's enough material out there from small creators.
Oh God, yeah.
That I don't need Wizards to screw up something. What have they done that's been good in the past 5-6 years? You tell me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's one of those things where,
Dimitri, tell us.
if you don't like that, Greyhawk, their version of Greyhawk or whatever.
Yeah, you don't have to play.
There's so much stuff. Yeah. Like, you never need to buy anything that you don't jive with or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and no, one really quick thing about doing something, you were talking, Dimitri, just really, I don't know if you remember Ryan or not, but we were playing a Cthulhu game and they were outside of a door and all this sound is going on and everything else. And the party's like, okay, I don't know what to do. What should we do? Blah, blah, blah. And Ryan stops and goes, you know what's through the door? Plot.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Did he used to game with the guy named Dong Nguyen?
I think so. Yeah.
I game with those guys too.
Yeah.
Those
they
guys
had the BarCon.
Yes. Those guys rule. As a matter of fact, that's the reason why I ever got into Glorantha is because of Dong. So he's huge. If it wasn't for Dong and Ryan and all those guys, I'd never have gotten into Glorantha, and I'd never have met Steve Perrin, and I'd never had the whole Chaosium thing that I've got going on for me now. So
now there's a setting that's pretty amazing and has 60 years of background to it.
Yeah. Totally awesome. Yeah, those guys rule.
Let me bring up this super chat real quick. Sorry to interrupt.
No, go ahead.
Angelo just did a super chat and gave us an update on his Kickstarter. If all goes well, we'll be sending our books to the printers next week, way before schedule. Don't share this with anyone. Oh, God. Really? Now I read the last part. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry I shared that with everyone.
Jim Murphy's a badass, by the way. Just shout out to that guy.
Yeah, Jim Murphy. Yep. Yes, DM Angelo. I know Jim Murphy. Yeah, me and him are pretty good friends. Jim
I submitted a DCC adventure for that dungeon crawl for the Cure thing last year, and Jim edited that. He's a great guy. I love gaming with that guy.
Jim Murphy, the one and only. Yep, he's a good dude.
There have been so many great GMs and stuff out there that, again, going to the cons, you can meet a lot of these people and learn stuff that you never think of doing. I want to say, not swearing for me is incredibly difficult. I've done pretty well. I've only sworn twice, but
I caught myself a couple times.
Yeah, the filter, it's really, especially hanging out with friends that I haven't talked to in a while. I usually, it's like just sailor, like, you know.
Yep.
So
well, I don't have a drink in me, so I'm good.
I know that's why you're not saying anything bad, any F words or anything.
I don't need a drink to say shit bad. I am too. I have that problem, but I get it. It's YouTube and algorithms and all. You have to be careful of what you say.
Well, you know what? You got to really be careful in YouTube lives for the first 10 minutes. After that, you don't really. But I kind of ask guests, you know, and this
it makes sense.
Yeah, and this is just a because I cuss like a sailor just off camera.
I don't think any of us don't do that.
That's a disclaimer I usually ask the guests. I say, you know, there's two things we don't want to talk about here. Well, we don't want to do. I don't want to cuss. Oh, I just flipped everybody off too.
I thought that was on purpose. You should have said that. You should have been just like, I don't want to cuss.
I don't want to cuss. And also, I just don't want to go down the politics route either. And I also don't want to really. I guess the third piece would be, which guests can do it all you want, but I don't want to really say what I feel about Wizards of the Coast. So,
it's really tough. I mean, my thing was, I really love Beyblade. I just got to play it at the last con I was at, and I'm like, I could get into Beyblade. So watch out, because I might give Wizards some money just because of that now.
Yeah. Oh my God. Beyblade. My kids played that constantly. They had the big plastic arena thing.
The arena.
And they would like wham, and there's this huge noise. And
I love it.
These little metal pieces just flying. I'm like, yeah, that's good stuff.
At my heart, I'm a competitive gamer. I've never lost the tournament urge. I've mellowed a lot, but if anybody puts me in that competitive arena again, it just ignites, and I'm just like,
you'll play tops. You'll spin those tops as hard as possible to win that game,
and I'll make little kids cry. I don't care.
So that's things great. And such. Let me make a little comment to you. What you should do, and don't ask him to run BX. Ask him to run OD&D. That's what you'll probably get him to do. He won't do BX, just so you know. So anyways,
I'll do BX.
Yeah. Hit him up for OD&D. Let me see. By Agile operates a PG. Yeah, there you go. So by the way, Agile Monk operates at a PG-13 level. Thanks, Angelo. Yeah, I try to keep it PG-13. I don't know.
This makes sense. I mean, you have to know the audience and what's going on and all of that stuff. Like, you don't know who's watching or whatever. And you were saying about, no swearing and no politics. It's basically old school dinner rules. You never talk about politics at the dinner table, or religion. You just keep that stuff away so that nobody.
I used to bartend. Those are the 3 rules.
It's crazy. We used to have, I come from a big Italian family, right? And when my grandma
were alive, yes, yeah.
That was a shocker.
So anyways, when my grandma and grandpa were alive, every Sunday we would all go over there for grandma's spaghetti for Sunday. And if it was some type of a holiday or something, she'd bring, do lamb or whatever, whatever big dish, but it was usually spaghetti Sundays. And there were many, many times where between my uncles and my aunts and, everybody, when they start talking about politics or religion, it's a big Roman Catholic, and then, some split off.
I'm sure it was
there was chairs
measured conversation where everybody had a decent respect for each other and never screamed.
I'm a Mexican, so it didn't even take that. It's just as soon as the beer came out, the fists came out, the old wounds started coming out, and my uncles were fighting in the front yard. My aunts and cousins are crying, trying to separate them. I'm like, oh Christ.
Yeah. Well, in the English family, it was, well, we'll see you next week.
Ta-ta.
Ta-ta. I disagree. So there was a question up here about, and I missed it. It was about Future Scum. It was a game someone asked about. There's there's a
I think I
sewer
replied
scum.
to it. You're talking about right here. There we go. By the way, things and stuff. I know Harmon and Jim like very, very well. If you guys want to get together and talk about it, let's.
God, you guys are gonna drag me out there, aren't you?
Yeah. Things and stuff. Reach out to me. Let's talk.
I mean, now I'm feeling like FOMO for Gateway.
Frontier Scum. Yeah, I don't know what this is.
Hey, I am too. I might go.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, Mini Wars is fun. I've gone many years. I think it's it's good times. I'm part of HMGS too, so it's I'm kind of locked in with those. So DM Angelo, have you seen the RPG Frontier Scum yet? Scum. I don't know what that is, to be honest with you.
So there's I don't know if this is like a Morkborg thing, but there's another one that I just played, and I don't know if the two are connected at all. It's called Sewer Scum, and it's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Morkborg, basically. Oh, and cool. You play as like a skater or a mutant or whatever, and your weapon's literally like the healing potion's a pizza, like a piece of pizza, and all this other stuff. So I don't know if those two are related, but Frontier Scum sounds kind of fun. Ugh.
Yeah, I never heard of that. Let me reply to things and friends. Just email me on that, and then we'll trade numbers and get on the phone. It's a Wild West RPG. Really? Okay, I've never heard of it. Frontier Scum. Okay, who's wrote it or who? He's got it. Here he goes. Goes into the archive.
All right. So I recently got this game, and I don't know if it's going to show or not. It's a barbarian. There we go.
Here, let me. Oh, you know what? I got to flip you, dude. You're backwards.
I am backwards. Oh, no. There you go. Yeah. So this is a barbarian game. It's basically you roll 2d6 for everything. The guy who makes this, Castle of Grief, puts all of these boxes together in his garage and sends this stuff out. And it's basically like these old school kind of things like this.
Yeah.
And it's all, swords and sorcery, kind of low magic corruption. Like I'm running a blood mage right now, doing horrible things to people. It's wonderful. So if you're looking for like indie games that are like kind of cool, that one's definitely a lot of fun. I just dropped a bunch of dice everywhere.
Oh no.
That's all right.
It happens.
Weird fun.
It happens all the time.
That's a party foul, though. You're gonna have to drink.
Yeah.
Free League Press. Okay. For a party. Okay. Yeah, I know who Free League is.
League guys. Yeah.
Didn't they also do the One Ring?
They did One Ring, and they did Dragon. I've literally got Dragon's Bane or something. Yeah, Dragon's Bane.
I tried to, because I'm such a Tolkien fan, I tried to get into the One Ring. I just cannot figure out the mechanics of it. Like, I need somebody to show me, and I've even watched videos. I just could never get into the One Ring for some reason.
Yeah, they did Facing as well.
Kickstarter, like the full-blown, because I'm a huge, we're all huge Middle-earth fans, obviously.
Yeah.
Fantasy. But, I think things you also mentioned, Gangbusters BX at AidCon. I got to hang out with Mark there and chatting with him. He's going to get him on here to talk about Gangbusters BX. He even gave me and I was looking for it and I can't find it. He gave me a copy of one of his recent modules. I'm a huge Gangbusters fan. You ever got into that, Dimitri and Wes, back in the day, Gangbusters?
Yeah, I played the BX version at North Texas a couple of years ago. It was friggin' awesome.
I don't think I ever got a chance to play it, but it sounds cool.
Yeah.
I definitely play it now. That's the great thing is you can play all this stuff now because it's all, you can get it online so easily.
Yeah. Yeah. Mark's a good dude. Yeah, he's
and a great GM. Great GM. I mean, just the adventure he ran for us was just awesome. It moved really good. It's action packed, but it's not like super deadly, which is great because I mean, usually when you're playing something that has guns in it, people just die in the first roll. So there was a little play there, which is good.
Well, the original version of Gangbusters was pretty deadly, kind of like how Buddha was. I mean, one shot could kill you. So yeah, he toned it down a little bit.
Whatever, Traveler, you could die in fucking character.
Yeah, I know.
Now you're talking my jam.
Sorry.
Wasn't Hackmaster that way too?
Traveler too, yeah. Hackmaster, yeah. Rollmaster. Rollmaster.
I mean,
was it Rollmaster?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody who's got Traveler miniatures?
Yeah, dude.
15 millimeter.
Yeah.
Still in the boxes.
Question, Dimitri, how much cargo can your ship carry from this particular parsec to the next parsec?
Well, it depends on whether you're going from Regina to the Sword Worlds now. Okay,
yeah, exactly.
And the tonnage of your ship, and of course, if you're going to go through the Corsairs,
how long will a message take to get from one place to another?
We can't go through there because nothing travels faster than light except for the jump drive. That's why you have the X boats.
Yeah, exactly. Great stuff. Great stuff.
Brother Anselm, good to see you on here, buddy.
I almost made it through the whole thing without accidentally dropping an F-bomb. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. It's all good. Hey, you could never have ever have achieved the level of F-bombs that Dimitri, when the first time he was ever on here, did. Yeah, I think you were super plastered.
I was a little drunk.
We got to get him out to North Texas, dude. I think
we do. I mean, that's a mission now.
When is it? When is the North Texas one?
June, first week of June, I think. First week of June.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go on to a tabletop looking. I'll send you the link. It's North Texas. I think you dig it because, it's one of those cons where it's okay. This is all I can say is it's like when we used to go to Strategicon back in the
like 80s. It's the 80s.
Yeah. And it's an intimate group of people, about 5, 6, 7 tops, 650, 700 people.
That's a good
OSR focused. Yeah. OSR focused. Great.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Great venue. There, you can literally walk from just like back in the Sheridan, you can walk right over to the bar. The bar closes at, everybody congregates from there to the bar until about 2, 3 in the morning. Dimitri will be standing on the bar. Yeah.
Naked again.
Yeah, it's a good time. Yeah. Well, anyways, Wes, I know we've been going on for a minute here. I do.
It's been great.
Yeah, this has been so much fun, dude. We got to get you back on here, dude. We'll definitely do that.
Yeah,
but
if you do any horror stuff and want me to talk about that kind of stuff, I can. Mean, Dimitri can too.
Bro. October's coming.
Yeah, exactly. Dimitri's definitely.
I want to do a whole like horror theme thing in October.
Talk about old school Ravenloft.
Dude, that'd be awesome. I love it. Dude, I love the Ravenloft setting. That's one of my favorites. But I mean, Greyhawk is my jam. But I love the
great thing about all of those systems. I mean, I love Planescape and I love all of that stuff. Like I it's on this side. Every box set right there is all the Planescape box sets, and it's it's called years of collecting stuff.
I got rooms full of stuff, dude. It's
43 years of like, I'm going to get this now. And what do you mean we have no money, Michelle? It's fine. I didn't spend any.
Yeah.
What are you doing? No, but like the great thing about all of the D&D settings is they're all different. They all have their own personality. Greyhawk is putting Greyhawk up against like Planescape is like apples and oranges. So you don't have to love one more than the other.
No, that's a totally different world. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like the only one that I don't really get into is Forgotten Realms. It's just not my my thing.
It's not my jam either.
You know, it's like, okay, whatever. But you know, they had Birthright.
And I have to talk to Ed once in a while. It's like I have to pretend like I like it. Like, yeah.
Well, and they made it the official thing after Gary left, and it was like, well, we can't have Greyhawk be our main thing. Let's make Forgotten Realms our main thing. And I was always a bit disappointed by that. It's like, you know, let's get more Greyhawk stuff. So, but like you said earlier, Angelo, there's been like some really great, you know, independent stuff coming out. So if you're into any of these worlds, you can find tons of great fan stuff, even if they're not putting out stuff. Like, I'm really surprised they're going to come out with Dark Sun again. That was actually kind of shocking.
It's not going to be the same.
No.
That's what I'm saying. What is it going to, I mean, what is Dark Sun going to be in a PG weird kind of, you know, that's not Dark Sun.
Yeah, no, I think that there's no way that they can make it anything like it was in second edition. Second edition was like the king of, we need 55 different settings. Yeah. And so they were putting out splat books constantly every week. It's like, we're running out of books for players. Complete humanoids. Let's put that out. Or complete ninja. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure they regretted putting the gnomes and halfling book together, like, because it was gnomes and halflings instead of each having their own book. And it was like, well, that was a missed opportunity to make more money.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too, we know a lot of that stuff was just put out and there was no play testing. So there's there's great, like the Ranger splat book and the Bard splat. There's so many in the Thieves. There's so many great things in them.
The green covered
they really started getting freaking out there. You know, Tui was so bloated.
Absolutely. You know, if you read any of the history books about like any of the TSR stuff, you know, they were borrowing money from Random House and printing stuff. And so they wouldn't be like, well, let's see how this sells. They would print like 100,000 copies or whatever and hope that the complete guide of knitting needles sold well. And then when it didn't, they were stuck with it forever, you know? So, you know, it's like, okay, they were not great business people, you know, for second edition. It was just kind of a total cluster, you know? So, but it's fun to read about.
Yeah.
Finding
some of that's Tui stuff. The splat, like I said, were some great material. I mean, like the Castles book, when it just got like, and that's
the Necromancer's book is awesome.
Yeah,
from that. Yeah. So, and the green covered books, like the Vikings and the
the Vikings,
the historic ones they're hard to find too. Those are
the blue. You're talking about the blue ones,
No, the green ones. The green
ones. I'm sorry. Yeah. Green ones.
Didn't they have like a Celtic one too?
Yeah, they did. Celtic, the Romans. They did like 6 or 7 of them, and they were really cool. So.
Yeah, there was some good. I mean, good material, great stuff.
Yeah,
it's just
absolutely.
it's at the, Yeah. I mean, man, that was the age of settings too. Like, oh my God. Like, and two of my favorite, Ravenloft came out of that, which I think was, and then somebody mentioned earlier, Mask of the Red Death. I think that was, that came out too. That was the 1890s, Gothic horror world. There's so much great. Yeah. I never got into Dark Sun. I never really did. Never got into Forgotten Realms, Dark Sun, Planescape, a very small, and
I think the great thing about all that though is that you could have, the option was there. It wasn't just our main thing is Forgotten Realms, and we're not putting out books for anything else, or we're putting out one book. Like, we're going to give you one book of Eberron. And then that's it.
Mm.
You know, they went from, they really lean hard on the independent creators, and the independent creators do a great job. That's why when they screw around with the OGL, it's like, what are you doing? These people are keeping your product alive.
Yeah.
So remember that, because there are lots and lots of games that people are playing with these creators, and you're messing with their purse.
And
you
all the stuff in the
that.
Beckmai too, all the stuff in Beckmai, like, you know, Hollow World and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah.
It just, a lot of that stuff just poof, gone.
Yeah.
No, and to answer this little the thing you put up on the, I love Second E2. Like, don't get me wrong. It's just there was a lot of bloat in there that they were putting out just a ton of stuff, and I would say probably 75. Yeah, that, I mean, just 75% to 80% of it was just really cool stuff. And then there was a lot that wasn't.
And then
I don't think any of us disagree with that statement.
Yeah.
That's why I brought it up, because I agree that there was a lot of good with some
absolute
off the wall.
From the Ashes, and all of those Greyhawk books are just amazing.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah.
From the Ashes. That one's badass.
There's one book that it's free online. You can find it. I actually printed it out, but he wrote one more book for that series that they never printed. And I'm forgetting, it was for the Great Kingdom, over here on the map next to Relmore Bay. But it was this whole area, and this, you know, dying king, you know, dead king. It's great stuff and they just never put the book out. They decided to, you know, put a kibosh. I think at the time.
Who wrote it?
It was Carl. It was Carl.
Carl Sagan?
Sagan, yeah. He wrote it. It was his last book for them, and they just never put it out. One sec. Let me see.
That was a hardcore setting. I mean, that was one of those ones that, like, it didn't really line up with the way that most of the content was being laid out. I mean, it was hardcore.
Yeah, that's it. Ivid the Undying. This one, I actually printed it.
Oh.
So, but you know,
I said Carl Sagan, didn't I? I meant Carl Sargent.
Sargent.
Carl Sagan's a little different person.
Between the doing my work in science, I like to write Dungeons and Dragons books. It's fun.
Yeah.
I have no free time.
Yeah, no, he's the one that wrote Spelljammer.
Yeah.
Was he responsible for those monkeys?
Well, hold that up again. Let me see what you got there. Dude, I need to get a PDF from you of this or something. Yeah. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'll send it to you. You can, and it's online. There's actually better. Like, I got this a while ago. This is literally how old this is I printed this at Kinko's. This is a $7,000 book. But because at the time Kinko's was very expensive, but
yeah,
you can get like
all that,
you can get formatted versions now with like art and everything. The fans have done that. Okay. That fits the original, so you can do like Lulu or whatever to do a print on demand and get the stuff.
Okay. I dude, I have seen this. Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I know what you're talking about. Okay. Got it. Thanks for bringing it. Yeah, let me write this down again. All right. Well, man, the chat's been going nuts. When we start giving opinions about old school stuff, man, you guys are the best. There it is. Okay. I think I have seen this before. Well, Chris Clark, I thought you were jumping on, but I don't know. I guess you're hanging out in the chat, but that's all good. All good. You're welcome to. I sent you the link. So how many more days is it? Let's talk about your Kickstarter a little bit more.
Okay.
How many more days do you have left on this bad boy? I'm going to bring up some graphics here, just kind of a little piece of information. Here's a list of all the tracks you have for
and that's not even, we've unlocked 12 more tracks on top of this. So each of these are 30 tracks per, so fantasy, sci-fi, horror. And then you've got, like I said, 12 tracks that are unlocked as stretch goals. We still have a whole page of stuff that's available to be unlocked. So hopefully we'll be able to get to most of that. We're in day 5 right now. For those of you who have never run a Kickstarter is a horseshoe. The first couple of days you get a lot of people, and then it kind of slows down and it's, you kind of go. And then the last couple of days is when people jump on, they follow, they back towards the back half of it. And then that's when, you're checking it like, oh, we unlocked another thing.
Yeah. Kind of does one of these bell curve things and then, and then does a hype at the end. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now we have 5 days left. Our last day is next Wednesday. So we're getting close to the end, which is cool. And then go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, you guys, and I encourage, like I said, Dimitri and myself have known Wes and his material for, God, it's been a long time, and I definitely stand on this. Is go on there if you want to check out some cool mood background stuff for your home or your online game or con game or whatever. Check it out. Go and look on that. In the show notes, you guys, I'm going to have I do have already the drive-through site that he has where you can get samples. You also could go on the Kickstarter page by scanning this, and you'll see some samples there. But and we played some earlier, so just rewind and go back. Really cool stuff. I put my name on this as far as my 5-star Yelp rating,
and I appreciate that.
So
that's really nice of you.
Check it out. This is a friend of ours. Go on there. Let's show him some support, guys. Good stuff. But yeah, sorry I interrupted. I get that.
No
man.
problem.
You know
no
me.
problem. No. We're all that way. We're GMs. We want to talk. GMs are talkers. That's the whole point. I mean, like when you're playing, you're like, is it my turn to talk?
Yeah.
But as a GM, I get to talk constantly, so it's a good thing. But what I was going to say is one cool thing, at least I think it's cool, is you will not be waiting 3 years for this stuff to get done. I've actually done, I think I've done 60, 70 tracks already, and I'll have the rest of it done by February. If people get the add-ons, which are the older versions, like the older, not versions, but the older tracks, those will go out probably a week or two after the Kickstarter payments go through, because then I get a thing that says, oh, okay, here's everything. Here's the people that dropped. Here's the people that stayed. And then I can start sending out stuff. So we try, I hate backing, like, with books and stuff, I get it. And I know that recently there's been the tariffs, there's been the prices have been all over the place. Board games have been hit the worst. Like, they've had a really hard time. But, I was talking about Call of Cthulhu 7th edition when they did that Kickstarter, and they're giving away, we're going to do, I think it was lamb skin bound books or something for $1,000 a piece. And they had all this crazy stuff on that Kickstarter. And it took them I think 5 years to get 70th out. It took a long time. Wow. So I'm not a big fan of that. Because I'll back something and I'll go, I'm really excited about this. And then I'll get it 3 years later. I'm like, oh, did I back this?
Wes, it hasn't changed a bit. Okay. I was talking to Jeff Richard the other day. He says, yeah, I have stacks of unpublished stuff yet. And it's just, that's how slow and monolithic it takes to get all that into the pipeline.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And Chaosium in particular, I love them so much. And I have so many of their books. I just got my little notice that Innsmouth is coming. And I'm like, okay, cool. Got that one. and everything else. And I'm like, okay.
You mean the war on Innismith? A raid on Innismith?
Yeah, they just came out with a source book for it.
Okay, so yeah, I play tested that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna get it in a couple of days, and I can't wait for this stuff to come out. So I get a little grumpy. I'm like, where's Dunwich? Like, come on, can we get faster?
Well,
people playing poker.
The poker guys are here. I guess they got an 80 up.
This is the Old West one.
Yeah, I love it. So Agile Monk, thank you for the super chat, dude. I will say, he says, Wes, I do like you and your work, but give me the elevator pitch for this one.
Well, okay, elevator pitch. Basically, if you enjoy the way that I explain it is, it's a good way to add atmosphere without interrupting the game. So like if you like the way that we're playing it right now is a little louder so you can actually hear some of the stuff that in the track, but you can lower it down and you kind of get that sense of like they're playing poker or you're in a forest or you're at a village or whatever. And it gives your players the chance to really get into the scene that they are in. And you can also put them on edge, which is something I like to do. Throw up something that's a little bit more ominous. And that basically is what I do is these are tracks that I'm not just making these because I'm like, oh, I want to sell these tracks. I make them for my own game. Like I go in and I use them all the time. And so it's really my wife and I work on these things. She does all the composing, and this is the longest elevator pitch in the world. So we're going up to the 20th level. But yeah, so basically if you want to add atmosphere to your game and get your players into the mood that you want to set. And the other thing is there's no subscription. You don't ever have to worry about a subscription. They're yours forever. So I've had people from 2012 get in touch with me and go, hey man, a computer died and I can't get my stuff. And I've sent them their stuff again. Because, as long as I'm around, it's no skin off my nose. I want you to have your stuff. And that's why I do it through DriveThruRPG too, is because then it stays in the library and, you always know you're going to be able to have your stuff. And the last thing that I always do is I always mention YouTube videos like this or actual plays or anything that you're doing as a content creator. If you're a tabletop RPG content creator, if you want to use my stuff, you can. You just use it and say, hey, this Wes Otis at Plate Mail Games did this. And that's it. I'm not going to, like, where's the money? It's okay.
Dude,
the only time
awesome.
The only time I do licenses is if it's a video game or if you're selling something that's like, hey, we're selling units of this. And then I'd be like, okay, let's do a license. And it's even the licenses are not a lot because it's like I enjoy what I do and I want people to have the opportunity to, have the best game they possibly can, Yeah.
Yeah, we got to talk about some stuff, some ideas that I had. We'll talk offline, but it's funny you mentioned that being able to, because I'm actually kind of not anti, but not against either. But it's just it doesn't super appeal to me watching live play on YouTube. But yeah. But so spoiler alert, boring, guys. But for Virtual Greyhawk Con, I got conned into, not conned, but not conned or asked or whatever, but persuaded into doing a live stream game that I'll be doing for a Virtual Greyhawk Con for a game that I wrote.
That's awesome.
It's going to be first edition. It's going to be live stream, so it's probably going to suck. But you know what? I'm going to try it. So maybe I'll use some of that background music in there, knowing now that I won't get sued by
no.
buddy Wes Otis.
Yeah, I'm not Nintendo over here.
I'll just say, hey, background music, because we are in the graveyard, is from Wes Otis.
I should clarify one thing about the actual plays being boring, because I ran one for like 8 years. But here's the difference. When we started running our podcast, again, there's a difference between streaming and doing a podcast version. I think if you're streaming, you're doing something like a situation where you've got people who are watching you and you're all interacting. That's a lot of fun. But when we started doing our podcast, I edited everything. So I would take 3 hours of the actual play and put it into 2 episodes that were 45 minutes long, and with sound effects and everything, because I just didn't like dead space, or, I just wanted it to be like an actual, less of an actual play, more of an audio drama. But that's just me being over the top.
Dead Space is a movie, isn't it? I think. Yeah.
So Angelo just said he supported you because I love Angelo. So there you go. So you're
thank you very much. Thank you.
He supported you because he listened to the samples and went, "Holy cow, this guy's good."
So, ladies and gentlemen, Chris Clark. Chris
Lucas.
Gamehole Clark. Look at that.
And I didn't put on the shadow chaser, so I'm in the dark tonight.
So, Chris, I know that you don't know this, but I just want to introduce you to the man above.
Yes, Wes.
His name is
Chris.
Wes Otis, and this is Chris Clark, and you know Dimitri, so I'm not gonna do any introduction to that guy.
I'm trying to get the angle here.
Oh, your arrow.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I like it. Yeah. So just so you know, Wes, Chris is a big fan of and wrote a sci-fi, and he was the one in the comments commenting about Lance, which is a sci-fi adventure rule set, where a lot of this, I mean, I'm going to play something in the background here that I think is, let me see.
There's a couple samples on the Kickstarter page that are just awesome.
Interior. Here we go.
Thank you.
Good one for yeah. Can you guys hear that? It sounds really low.
Clearly.
A little. It's funny, Wes. Back when I worked with Frank and Tim and Jim over at Eldridge, we would do a special collector's edition of whatever it was, and we would include sound galleries in them. Now, this is 2006. There's a huge need for this. Oh, my God. Yeah.
I remember way back when they put out Planescape like introduction thing, and they had a CD in there.
Yep.
They had a CD in the Planescape introduction where you could listen to it. And the issue was often like you'd be running the game, and the early sound effects, they would have these big crescendos in the middle of nowhere. So you're running the game, you're like, okay, you've entered the bar and you see 4 people. Duh. It's like, okay,
really
I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that. I need to, but yeah, there's a ton of audio now that is coming out. And yeah, I think it's pretty cool that over the last 10 years, there's been kind of a especially with, I think pro DMs are using a lot of like props and different stuff like that. So,
well, I don't know, depending on how fraught you are time-wise, and I know what fraught feels like, believe me. I'd love to talk into maybe doing a short set and letting us pay you for it to add to the Castle Wolfman Kickstarter when it starts. We'll put it in as a stretch goal.
Absolutely. I'd absolutely do that. Just let me know.
Yeah, you guys should exchange info for sure.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, as a contributor, of course, then he gets all 7 books as well, which is good. And,
nice.
That'll keep you busy for a few $100. Yeah. Okay. So
very nice. Yeah, absolutely. I've done like I did Numenera a while back, and I did Dead. Why am I blanking on it? God, I love
Dead
how your
Gentleman.
brain just shuts down. The Old West one, the Weird West.
You mean Deadlands?
Deadlands, thank you.
Yeah.
So I did Deadlands.
Deadlands is a great game.
Yeah, yeah. And
I never got into the card part of it that much. That was the only thing.
the whole huckster thing. Yeah.
The whole, design your character with the playing card thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've done a few different things. I did Midgard for Wolf, the Kobold guys. So yeah, absolutely.
Press. Yeah.
Kobold Press. And,
question. There's a question for you from Things in Stuff, and I know the answer to this, but let's hear it from you, Wes Otis. Do you know any period music or sound effects for the Roaring Twenties?
So
they're hard to find, and I want them for gangbusters.
They can be hard to find. We have, like, if you look in our stuff on DriveThruRPG, I think I have like 1930s New York and 1940s like police station, noir stuff. I've got a few things in there that is specific.
Police station one's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one. Cool. Yeah, that's really good because it's super
I have
in that
a few.
Period. Yeah.
It's difficult to find stuff for that particular like I've got one with this really jazzy drum in the background, and it's like night and it's kind of raining a little bit, and so if you look under the historic category on my DriveThruRPG page, you'll see some of it there. That's where all that stuff would be, but it is hard to find for sure. I should do more.
Well, and sound effects wise, I would suggest too that you look for old Keystone Cops sound bites, because nothing quite sounds like those cute little 4-cylinder cars where each cylinder had its own coil and they made strange sounds. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it might be public domain now because that's back from the 30s.
I believe it is. Yes.
So
you could find stuff. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, a lot of stuff from the 30s is gone public domain now.
Right.
You can find it on like the Smithsonian site. You can download a bunch of stuff from there. That's true.
And other than that, weaponry wise, I mean, everybody's favorite weapon in the Roaring Twenties was the BAR, and those are easy to find because, of course, they became military issue.
You mean the Tommy gun?
No, Browning automatic rifle.
In the 20s?
Preferred by Bonnie and Clyde.
Dillinger made it popular because he cut his BAR down.
Yes,
put it in a trench coat.
Well, and he and Clyde Barker said point blank, the Tommy gun won't shoot through a police car, but the BAR will.
Well, it's a 308 round, or no, 30-06. It's a 30-06.
Right? Yeah, it's a nasty round.
It's not like those cars were made out of like the best steel at the time either. They were kind of thin.
Well, I don't know. Compared to today's cars, they were actually a bit thicker, but a 45 slug won't go through, for instance, a pickup from a modern pickup door. It won't go through.
Right.
No, it's low velocity.
Yeah, and you're right, about 860 feet per second. And we're not going down there.
And then, of course, you go subsonic and you silence it. Then you can do some work.
Okay, I don't want to know all that, Dimitri, but
Don't ask me how I know this.
Dimitri's got plans.
Rather worried respect for you. There you go. Okay.
So I'm going to bring up a screen share real quick. And
look at that.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah. So this is, and I'm logging into my account for DriveThru, so I hope I don't show any weird stuff. But I mean, this is weird genre. So if you go to historical, I mean, you just got so many things in here. Speakeasy. This is a really great one. I own this one too. Gangland.
Oh yeah, Speakeasy. I forgot.
New York, 1940s cop. I do like that one a lot. I think that was a super awesome one. You have the Noir Nights, Noir Streets. There's Old West San Francisco. Yeah, I don't remember that one. Woo.
What was the movie that? Oh my goodness. the Die Hard guy, and I can't think of the name
Bruce
of the actor.
Willis.
Thank you, Bruce Willis. The Bruce Willis did the black and white that would go to color, and it was the old
Hudson
noir.
Hawk. No,
Was that it? No, that doesn't sound right.
no.
I know I'm familiar with that movie, but no, he did one that was some of the scenes were black and white, and some of them would go to color when they would get into combat and things. And but it's strange because that one also they did a very good representation of the engines sounding different in the cars from that era, and those were the in between ones from the late 30s, early 40s before they designed a V8 engine that Ford did, and then sold to the Nazis through Switzerland for the Panthers. Naughty Ford people.
He was, you know, I don't know how to segue away from that.
I'm
not
sorry.
No, it was good. It was like, but I don't know how to follow that up with anything. I just
well, the engines back then were all straight engines. They were like a straight six type engine where they were in a V shape.
Right.
And so the
I got a straight six.
Straight six or straight eight, the old Fireball 8, you know. And the thing was, they sounded very different because you couldn't do 5,000 RPMs on an 8-cylinder that was in line. You'd blow the crankshaft out of it.
You're not thinking of Sin City, are you?
Yes. That was
Okay.
one.
Yeah, what a great movie that was too.
Ladies and gentlemen, Wes Otis, give it up.
No, it was Chat. I totally stole it from Chat. I saw it.
Take credit.
Okay.
Jeez, guys.
I came up with that, not Chat.
Sometimes when Chris talks, I just blank out, so I didn't even hear what he was talking about. But Sin City was an awesome. Yeah.
We were talking about how cool it is when they get the engines right in movies, and that's very true. Like the wrong sound effect in a movie can pull you out.
Exactly.
You know, it's like, what is that?
Nothing quite sounds like a well-tuned Hemi.
So,
or a Cobra. They use Cobras.
I'll have you to visit when I get mine built for the Barracuda.
Oh boy, I can't wait.
Might be this winter, my friend.
Barracuda.
Oh yeah. Which never came with a Hemi, by the way, not the one I have.
My dad's did.
He had a 70s one.
Yeah,
I had a 60s one.
Yeah.
In the notes. Yes, I will do that. Oh, why did I shut the? Okay. Yeah, I'll do that for you. Things and stuff. Put it. Matter of fact, I think his drive-through site is on the show notes. So go there, check it out. You'll be able to see it. Anyways.
Yeah, like we said, there's if you look up on the site under the bundles, there's a free pack of 6. They're full. It's not actual samples. They're full 10-minute long sound effects. So if you want to try them out before you jump in, you can, you know, but they're, what I say, Dimitri, did I say something? So you can just download them and check them out. They're there for free for you to try.
Yeah. And that's in the show notes, guys. So can't miss it. Yep. Well, holy chincholi.
Well,
what else, guys?
No, I was listening to the whole show the whole time, but I was working on the other machine because I am like pages from done with Ritual of the Golden Eyes. So.
Really?
And then it's on to the castle, baby.
I love it.
Dimitri, I don't have a submission from you yet.
It's coming. I'm working on this thing.
I have no submission.
That was so teacher. That was such a teacher line.
I know.
No, I don't have your submission yet, sir, young man.
I've always been that student who needs that extra kick in the ass. But
hey, Chris, I will say, Wes is a great GM, DM, keeper, all that, and a great writer.
Well, I want to get him involved with whatever it is he would like to push, and if it's sound effects, oh my god. Yeah, that would be a huge boon. So
with the wolf in the back, with wolf wares in the background,
and magical spells and portals and you name it, dude.
I have a werewolf forest on there somewhere. It's pretty cool.
You do. I have that.
Yeah. So I think I've got like 2,000 tracks.
Well, before I leave this, Dimitri, one word of caution: if I have finished the book that you wish to contribute to, it's not going to happen.
Correct.
And I'm about to start the first Castle Wolfmoon book. The first 2 levels. Yeah. Like tomorrow. So soon.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, Chris,
Now
you
the
cannot
The clock
Chris,
is running. The clock
Chris,
is running.
you cannot come on the show and threaten our guests.
Okay.
It's not a threat.
If you'd have said that 30 seconds ago, okay, but now it's a little late. That's all I'm saying.
It was more of a
Too late
gentle
now.
prodding. More of a gentle prodding.
Okay, here we go. Werewolf Forest. You ready?
Yes. Oh.
Can you guys hear that? You can hear it.
I can.
Yeah, they come out quick here.
Wow.
Now remember, this is a 10-minute loop.
Yeah. So imagine if you're a player in this particular area.
Walking through the forest, hearing from the distance.
Standing right outside the castle, wondering whether you should go in and deciding perhaps it's not the wisest choice you've ever made.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if it is coming mono through the.
It is, yeah.
It is.
There's
You
a
can
lot
tell?
of stuff,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'll put stuff in different, locations.
Channels.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Technically, it's called a
channel. Yeah.
I'm of the opinion, listening to the samples off the Kickstarter, that you have at least a 16-channel soundboard that you do these on, yes?
Yeah, well, I've got everything's done in Pro Tools, so it's like I think at the largest are the battles, and the battles are like 80 tracks long.
That's pro though. That's I mean, yeah.
I did, yeah. It's so if you'd like to hear a story about see, can I tell this story? Sure, why not? I was working for a studio and they were doing superhero movies. I'm being very vague, I know, but we're doing superhero movies. And they decided to go with, they had an intern and they were doing something for Warner Brothers.
Okay.
It was a smaller studio. And they gave it to this intern. And I got a call on a Friday, and they're like, could you, because usually they would hire me, but they went with an intern. And I said it 3 times for a reason. They so they sent me the stuff, and he had done 8 tracks all the way across, and they had to have it on the stage by Monday morning, completely done. It was a 2-hour movie with superheroes, and like Superman's punch is literally like 5 to 8 tracks of stuff
by itself. Yeah.
There's an explosion. There's the sound of a really hard hit. There's just a ton
and they don't all occur
stuff
at the same time. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And it's all these things, right?
Yeah.
So I spent 3 days, 3 16-hour days doing the entire thing and then getting it on the stage on Warner Brothers at the very last minute. And so I was like, maybe don't hire the intern to do that job without someone looking over their shoulder. I'm fine if you want to train the guy. That's fine.
Yeah, but hire the intern to work with me this time.
Yeah, and then I'll teach him. I have no problem with that. But I know you want to save money, but you're not doing it that way. So. But yeah, I try really hard to put everything out at a certain level.
Yes.
Way
up there, dude. Yeah, it's some good stuff. But if you want to write as well, you're invited. But yeah, I would love to be able to go to my backers on the East Coast and say, guess what I got?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll absolutely. Yeah, definitely. That sounds like fun.
And don't be silly about it not working to at least advertise the living excrement out of you, because this ought to be fun, and it ought to be something that makes it so we can all get up tomorrow morning and do it again.
Yeah, I think that's the hardest part about being, at least for me, like I don't do self-promotion very well, so I'm like, hey, I'm kind of here doing this thing, and and I know there are people out there that are way better than I am at it, so. What I was going to say is, you're talking about writing, and since we're probably going to wrap it up soon, the thing that I'm working on now as a writer is Portents of Fear. which is this anthology horror show that I do for YouTube. And basically, it's every other week we put out a story that's about 22 minutes long that I wrote. So yeah, that's stuff that I'm doing now, and I've been writing for a while. I think I've done 50 scripts in the last 2 years or something. So that's been a good thing. So if you guys are interested in horror and you want to see some of my stuff or my writing style, you can check that out. But I'm a big fan of like fantasy and everything else too.
Yeah, Angelo just wanted me to know I wasn't going to spend, a week fixing what you wrote. I'm sure that's true.
No, because my wife is an English teacher and she will kick the hell out of me if it takes you a week. Like, what are you doing?
That's right. I have to constantly abuse my wife about the use to which she often puts prepositions, which is incorrect. And she's a lawyer, for God's sakes. I mean, she should know better, but.
That's funny.
Well, what do you want me to do? I mean, how do I do it with this? And, oh my God, no, not just with this. Okay.
I will say for myself that writing every day has made me a much better writer. Like, I look at the stories that I did when we started and I'm like, oh man, these are I think that they're good, but I can see where I've improved as a writer. And I think a lot of people need to keep that in mind when they're GMing. That's a good thing to remember if you're a brand new GM and you're running games for the first time, don't go up against, don't think, oh, well, I'm not like this GM or I'm not like that GM. Are you better than you were 6 months ago? Yeah. The answer is going to be yes. And that's the only measure that you need to worry about. Like, am I getting better? Yeah. Don't worry about who you're going up against.
Writing is not talent as much as it is craft.
Yeah.
Now, storytelling is talent.
It's a mix.
But writing is craft. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, so I have had an amazing time on this. Yeah. It's been a lot of fun. Dimitri, it's been great seeing you. Chris, it's been great meeting you guys. So I really appreciate all the support, and chat. Thank you for the questions and everything like that.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, dude. Thanks for coming on. Seriously.
I really appreciate it. This has been awesome. I appreciate you doing this for me. And I really think that's I really think it's been awesome.
Well, at the bare minimum, I'm glad that we are connected again, and I'd love to have you back on for other experiences, other things that we want to talk about.
And you're going to drag him to Dallas.
Yeah, and we're going to get you to North Texas, and Dimitri's going to get you hammered.
I don't think that's possible.
Everybody that's new comes to North Texas. No, but for seriously, good luck on this. I appreciate it. I will bring up your Kickstarter up in the next couple live
I'll put a link to this on the actual project as well, so people can see it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I did verify that I do have it in the show notes, all 3 links that I've been bringing up. Cool. So, you guys on the rewatch, definitely go look in the show notes, and you'll see the 3 things that we were talking about: is Kickstarter that's live, his drive-through presence, and the YouTube channel that he was talking about too. So definitely check that out, guys. Let's show some support for our friend over here. It's backward for me. Look at that, huh? Yeah, all that neat stuff. You know what we do here in the community. So we support each other, and I just wanted to make sure that everybody knew about the audio tracks that he does. And he's been doing, Wes, you've been doing it for a long time, and there's some really, God, it's just opening up my folder again. I'm like, man, dude, there's so many cool things in there. So if you want,
why did we wait so long for you to get him on the show?
Well, you know me, I squirrel. I do want to say right before we go, I do want to say that I do want to bring up Advanced Fantasy Games is getting ready. Go on here, hit his site up. He is getting ready to launch this in a couple weeks. Let's show DM Greg some support there too. Fugli's, this is his down. People have been asking me about Fugli's
cool.
coloring book. The Tavern Rogues, really cool. Go check that out. Another if you want some RPG history from Pat Kilbane, go on there, check out his site. Some really great interviews he's done there. So good stuff. Agile Monk, this is wrapped up and getting ready to go, but I think you still can do back orders on this. Parallel Dimension Games, guys. I think they're wrapping up tomorrow. And that's Casey, Jen Glazer, and Zach. We had them on a couple weeks ago, and we all just we love Casey, so, and we love Jen, we love Zach. Good stuff. And I also want to show Ann Meyer's Patreon site. She's the best. And Ann, by the way, I need to reach out to you because hopefully I'll see you at Strategicon. We'll do some gaming.
There's another person I haven't seen in like forever. And I haven't seen.
And yeah, I'm trying to get her. Well, she told me next time I was out in Strategicon, we're all gonna hang out. So I just haven't. I need to send her a message and let her know I am gonna be there for sure. Yeah, dude, if you wanna, I'll be there Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Well, Sunday's the day I'm running games, so I'll be around then. But yeah, I may
try to make it out there for sure because it's been a while. So it's time to start doing some stuff. So
well, we already got you committed to North Texas. So
I know. I need to start. Chris is going to call me and go, I've been waiting for your stuff. Okay.
It'll be much more teacher-like, but
yes, absolutely.
I'm looking for a submission from
The other thing I do want to mention is this Saturday. Okay, let me back up. And then we will close. I swear. I'll let everybody go.
No problem.
This Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Tomorrow. A video that comes out tomorrow is my collab video with Greyhawk Grognard and Eric Tenkar. Our subject for the Sunday night special is dragons, so that's the video that's dropping tomorrow. Continuation of my HOMMLET series is on Saturday, and then a special video comes out on Sunday. But tune in Saturday night because we have two great special guests. We have Bill and Ben Barsh of Pacesetter Games.
Oh, yeah. Fun guys.
And we're going to hang out with those two characters. Chris, you're going to be there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I wouldn't miss at least Ben. I mean, I know Bill fairly well, but Ben is actually an old friend. And I know he's not that old, but he's an old friend.
Oh, yeah, Ben? Ben is?
Well, I ran into Ben through his Disney videos before I ever ran into him at a con.
Okay.
Weird.
That's I'm not gonna say that's kind of weird, but okay. No, we love Ben. Ben is the best. Yeah, he's a good dude. But anyways, they'll be on Saturday, and then obviously Sunday night is the Sunday night special with Tenkar and myself and Greyhawk Grognard. A lot of good stuff coming up. We are also almost ready to hit a milestone, 5,000 subs.
That's really cool.
So when that happens, I'm gonna do a giveaway for that copy of Temple of Mental Evil, and it's just gonna be random person on drawing. But
it sounded like you said mental L in evil.
Mental L in evil. Yeah.
Mental health evil. Yeah. That's a classic.
Yeah. Mental health evil. Yeah, this right here, I'm gonna do that because you guys that are all subscribing and watching my BS are awesome. I love you all. So anyways, that's my shameless plug for this channel. Let's go around the room and then we'll get out of here. Chris, anything you want to say before we split?
I'm so happy because I am so close to being done with Ritual of the Golden. 142 pages of adventure.
All right.
And that's not the big one.
Okay. And for those of you guys that needed translation on what he was talking about, that's one of the books in the Castle Wolfmoon project that is a project that
It's ready.
Chris
getting there.
and Gary Gygax were worked on. So
Yep.
we
The
will.
last thing I had from Gary. So.
Yes, very big part of that. And so let's talk about Dimitri. Go ahead.
Hey, folks. Yeah, I'll be at Gamehole in a couple of months, and I'll be running Call of Cthulhu and bringing my granddaughter along as well, just to have her first con experience. So that should be a blast. If
To
you're
keep you in line.
Well, she's only going to be there for daytime hours, so you know.
Oh God!
I'll try to restrict. I'll try to restrict her experience to the daylight side of time.
The gaming, yeah.
Yes, but
That's
if you're
cool,
in Madison, Wisconsin during that time, come on by. It's a great show.
All right.
And we have a plastic ships event on Sunday if she wants in on that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she would love that. She loves pirate ships.
Age of Sail. Yeah,
she loves pirate ships.
That's awesome.
And to our very special guest here, I want to give you some parting words. Wes, thanks again for coming on. It's really cool to have you on here. And I hope we have many, many more of these episodes. But tell us a little bit bring us out.
Yeah, thank you guys for having me on. It's been amazing to talk with you guys and the thing is we could sit on here for 6 hours and talk stories about the old times for sure. So I've had a great time and would love to come back again. That'd be awesome. Check out the Kickstarter. We have 5 more days. Jump on there. We've got tons of stretch goals and just, it's my wife and I making amazing stuff and putting it out. I've been doing sound effects and things for, 30 years now almost. And so, will be, and like I said, it'll be coming out. You'll get it by, I think, February at the latest of next year, when we get the rest of the tracks set up. So definitely check that out. If you like horror, check out Portents of Fear. And we do a show every other week. And check out the Drive-Thru RPG. Those 3 things would be awesome. And thanks again. It's been great. Chat, thanks for the questions and thanks for hanging out. It's been awesome to see all the things coming up and it's been a little while since I've been able to do this. So it's cool. So that's it.
Thanks so much, guys. Thank you guys in the chat. We love you guys. And I'll see you guys Saturday night. All right.
See you later.
Adios. Man, what a fun show. Adios.